Yo,
Yeah.
let's get it.
Yo.
Listen, man, you already know what time it is. Your boy, Mr. J Hill.
Alexander DeBlanc.
Welcome to another episode 10, 11.
11, yeah.
Episode 11 of We Will Name This Podcast Later. Again, I am J Hill.
Alexander DeBlanc.
We do have a name. We just ain't do the proper rollover yet. Right? 1% better.
Yep.
We teasing it. Again, shout out to the new and returning viewers of the J Hill Network and 1% Better podcast, 1% Better the show with J Hill and Alexander DeBlanc. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Make sure you like, comment, share, all of that, man. Shout out to the gang that's been following us from the beginning. If you want to support, make sure you support us at the stuff down here, right? The Cash App, the PayPal, and the Zelle. You can support by sending donations to either one that's down below. Yeah, I think that's all for the logistics, right? We ain't missed nothing, right?
Nah, keep telling them to subscribe.
Oh, yeah,
We
subscribe.
got a new goal. What's the new goal?
What's the new goal?
Because like 100K,
Yeah.
that was till June, but now we hit it, the goal already.
A live podcast.
Okay, that's definitely a goal. But from our subscription, what can they do?
Oh
No, that's definitely a goal. Stay tuned.
Sheesh.
150
150
by June.
by June?
I mean, we'll try. All we can do is ask.
Yeah, damn. We got ambitious goals.
All we can do is ask.
Yeah, damn.
Niggas said by June.
Sheesh, 150 of them things. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess that
125. I don't know.
let's just shoot for the stars, man.
Let's go.
Just send it to your people. God damn it, just send it to them. Just send it to them, man. Mr. J Hill Network, subscribe, share, all of that, man. Make sure you keep commenting under the videos. We appreciate it. No, we do have a goal though. We're just trying to, not just. I think again, 500 an episode, bro. I think that's a doable number, and I think that's a realistic goal as well. It might sound small, but bro, listen, we get millions of views and we get hundreds of views. So we starting over. We just trying to build this from the ground up with our own audience that comes just for us. So I think that's a good goal we can shoot for sure.
500 views per episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
You like that?
I could deal with that.
All right then.
I think we hit that goal last episode.
I think
Just
so.
right under.
Yeah, no. I think we did 500. We just dropped this episode today. We'll see how that go. But yeah, man, let's see how it go. Mm-hmm. We got the new format. We bringing guests on and all that, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Best of both worlds. I love it.
That has been a very unique experience.
Wow.
Shout out to last week.
Yeah. Frost girl, right? Brooklyn.
We had 21 Harold.
21 Lil Harold. Yeah.
We had Chris Blackwell.
Yeah. We've been recording, bro.
And you had Jamal Bryant.
Yeah. Yeah. We been working.
Like that. And then today we had 2 interviews.
Do they see it? Are y'all not entertained? Are y'all not
They gonna see it. They gonna see it actually.
Facts.
They gonna see it. Matter of fact, they gonna see it. But
They're going to see it.
yeah, bro. How have you been though? How's your week?
Man, I've been good, bro. I don't know how my week's been.
Nigga, you've been traveling.
Yeah, I traveled to. Where did I go? Yeah,
Where did I go?
I
Duval.
yeah, Duval.
Shout out to everybody in Jacksonville.
Shout out to everybody in Jacksonville, man. I had the first leg of the tour, the R&B festival tour. Shout out to everybody that's on the tour. Dorsey, Biscuit. Shout out to the guys for bringing me on. I got my money in a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got that text like, what's your Zelle? I love that text. I wish that text on everybody. What's your Zelle?
Yeah.
I wish that on you all. You feel me? So I got that text the next day. I got the money deposited in the bank. It feel good. It's lovely out here, baby. So that was great. The show was great. Great energy. Yeah, man.
There was a lot of people that showed up.
2,500. 25. I wish I was getting paid worth 2,500. Hey, I can't be greedy, man. Though. I got exactly what I asked for. I can't be greedy.
Look, one day at a time. So
one day at a time.
Be like, is this? Then it's a Rolling Loud. Then it's Coachella. You know what I'm saying? Imagine hosting at Coachella though. Sheesh. Well, Coachella even have a host?
Let's do a mosh pit
at Coachella.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Mosh pit. Fun fact about me. I don't like crowds.
Why not?
I don't like festivals. Like, I don't go to concerts and that. Like, I'm the type of person that will go to a concert and stand in the back. Like, I don't like crowds. Like, I guess claustrophobia. Like, I just don't feel like I could get out.
I ain't mad. I can see that.
So like, if I do go to a concert or something like that, it's gonna sound bougie or crazy, but I gotta be
a
backstage, or I gotta be away from the people. Like, I just gotta be, yeah, bro. Like, there's nothing about a mosh pit that's like, let me go in the middle of there. Like, nah, I see crowds and I'm going the opposite direction.
Nah, facts, of course.
That's
what we was taught, though.
Yeah, like,
that's what we was taught, man.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, my week was pretty good, bro. Again, Amaya had the the probate, and she was named captain, so that's exciting. She was super excited for that. That was cool. I didn't go to the fight, but whatever. Tank, I guess we could talk about that. Oh man, you
didn't lose. I don't care.
That's debatable, but we'll talk about it. Yes, I went to her probate. I flew to Jacksonville, and I came back, got the little one. Yeah, man, the week was crazy, man. What about you, bro? How was your week, dog? Talk to me.
Week was good. Weekend was chill. We actually went to the little Atlanta Brunch Festival, which is crazy, right? Because that kind of was like the milestone of like, damn, you've really been here for a year. Because I remember last year when I first moved down here, that was one of the biggest things that I went to in the beginning was the Atlanta Brunch Festival. So being there again, I'm like I've really been here a year. And I was talking to one of my homegirls that I had first met when I came out here. And she was like, bro, I've known you for a year. Like, she literally, which is funny as fuck, right? Because she was like, the date was March 9th, exactly when I met her. And she was like, if you don't text me, happy friendiversary on March 9th, I'm blocking you. I was like, what?
Okay, friendiversary?
Friendiversary is crazy. This is a new phenomenon. I don't know nothing about it. But very relaxing for the most part. Outside of that, what did I do this weekend? I've been watching a lot of Paradise.
Watching a lot of TV, huh?
Not a lot of TV, just Paradise. Just be specific.
Can't never do nothing. Wait, again, call you at 10 o'clock, he laying in the bed. Oh, you sleep, huh? You like damn, yeah. Like,
nah, you can't.
You watch the TV. Oh, you watch the TV, huh? Like, God damn.
You should be working. Why you not editing right now?
God damn.
But literally, we were just talking upstairs, like, bro, it don't ever stop. But,
don't ever stop, bro.
Now we've been watching Paradise, bro. That
what is this?
Good. It's a show on Hulu with Sterling K. Brown. You know who Sterling K. Brown is?
No.
Black dude from This Is Us. Don't know what This Is Us is?
The movie, right? The red? They wore the red?
No, that's us. Said This Is Us. No. I got five. Boy. That's the first thing I thought. The movie, right? But shout out to you, though. But no, it's a really good.
So what's This Is Us?
This Is Us. It's some show that came on at NBC. But he was a part of it. He was like a main character.
Nah.
But Paradise is tough because without giving too much information, like think about like the world ending, but like billionaires create a new world underground, and they only save 25,000 people. But then, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there. And it's like stuff starts to unfold. But what starts it off is like the president gets killed of the new world, and then everything just starts to
check it out, man.
It's really good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The first episode is slow, but it's really good. But outside of that, bro, I guess it's been good. Like just being in this place of operating from a new norm. You know, we've been talking about this for a while now, but like changing my diet, it's not hard, but I didn't realize how hard it was to find healthy food. Like,
oh my gosh, boy,
that shit is actually depressing.
It is. It's depressing, discouraging, and it doesn't really make sense. And it shows you when you start thinking about how the woke people would be like is a
epidemic or like
because it's like you got a fast food chain on every corner, and it's like you try to get some good food, you damn near gotta it's like you gotta search through hell and water, and then when you do find it, it's expensive as hell. It's like,
bro,
easy. It makes it easy for you to eat poorly and die fast.
Bro, I'm trying to get an acai bowl. I'm like, bro, I gotta go through 75, get on 75 to go get.
Finally get there, it's $20 for a bowl of fruit. What the fuck is going on?
And then I'm like trying to get salads and this, that, and third. But one thing that I did learn is just like, gotta cook it at home. But even that, like cooking it at home, you go to these local grocery stores, they use preservatives and things of that nature. So, like, it's still, because what I found out a part of this diet that I have to do now is I can't have any phosphorus. And phosphorus is in a lot of the preservatives. So I have to be very careful about like what I eat and things of that nature. But it's so funny, right? Immediately after I talked to my doctor, it started to make sense. Like I'll eat something and then I'll start to feel like my kidneys start to feel some type of way. Or like caffeine, I cut out my caffeine. You know, I was good for a Red Bull a day.
You love that Red Bull, boy.
I was good for a Red Bull a day. Bro, I could immediately, even a sip of a Red Bull, I could start to feel the difference of like just how my body functions. So it's just interesting because I had to slow down and pay attention to everything. So it's been cool. It's been a journey though. It's been a journey, but the week has been good, bro.
The week has been good to both of us, and it's been long, but we're here, and it's only Wednesday.
Yeah.
How do you feel that it's Wednesday?
I feel good because I had some really good conversations about being present for the moment. And I kind of texted you, and I was like, yo, I'm very excited about it. Even though, like, I feel like I've been slacking at work. Like, I really just been like, dang, bro, I can't focus on my 9 to 5 because all I can think about is this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
But I got to. And we kind of had that conversation. It's like, I got to do what I need to. But I just remember I was talking to my homeboy. I don't remember what he was saying. But it was something along the lines of like God putting you through the same thing over and over until you're equipped and you're ready for it. And for some reason, like the minute he started talking, I was like, we're ready now. Like that was the one thing I was like, I gotta call Jay. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, nah, bro, like we're ready now. That's why I texted you. You were like, I think it was very coded the way that I sent it. That's why I was trying to call you before, but we were on the phone for like 4 hours, so I had to text it. But I was like, no, bro, like it's like in the Bible, right? When David tried to wear the armor when he went to go fight Goliath, he couldn't fit the armor. So he used what he had, which was the slingshot and everything. But then there was a later time when I think the Philistines were coming back to attack them. And, you know, initially his thought was to go grab the slingshot and and I might be quoting it wrong, but like his old armor. But that would have killed him because that no longer serves him in this season. But now he was equipped and he was prepared and he had grown to the level where he could fit the armor now. So he was prepared for battle, but like the armor was always there. He just wasn't grown enough to fit the armor. And I just feel like, dang, nah, like when he was talking about it, that's what just kept on playing in my mind. I was like, nah, we're equipped now. Like we got it. You know what I'm saying? It looked different. And even in the language that we talk about, like how you talk about stuff, you say, I've been here before. So like with that knowledge, it's like you're not starting over, you're starting from scratch. But like you're still equipped with the knowledge of the last time. And that has just been so encouraging. Even in the midst of all this, everything that's been going on, I'm like, dang, bro, we're ready. We're equipped. Like I know God has given us the knowledge, the strength, the wisdom to be able to move through this. And that has been inspiring.
And I feel that, bro. If somebody had reached out to me about a licensing deal, and as lucrative as it could be, right? I was just doing some research on the contract. And one thing that it said was like perpetuity forever. And I was like, yeah, I don't like that. So I hit them back like, yo, if we can make some changes. And I ain't even read it too much, but they basically was like, this has to be like da-da-da. And I ain't even emailing back. And it's just crazy the fact that I could just pass up potential money just like it's nothing, right? And I was thinking about that because it's like, you know, one thing I was thinking to myself like, man, I've been struggling. Another couple years ain't gonna hurt. And I say that because in preparation that if it is 5-10 years, it ain't gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it comes before that, but if that's the case, then I'd rather wait than to sign some that I'm not gonna be happy about in the long run. Right? I'm gonna regret in the long run. So yeah, man, I definitely feel it for sure.
That also makes me think of like we talked about this before too, but I remember I was listening to Master P's book and he broke down turning down that $1 million deal. And his reasoning behind it was like, bro, if they're offering us $1 million, how much do you think they're going to be making on our backs? And he's like, if they're willing, they don't know nothing about us. We from the hood. They willing to give 4 black, or how many people he said, 2 black people from the hood $1 million. They're going to make 10 times that. So he's like, nah, like I'm going to say no right now. And mind you, he ain't have $1 in his pocket. He was really down. This is like in the beginning. But he talks about how like that decision spearheaded everything that he had going on because he was able to leverage a better deal down the line. Eric Thomas said the same thing. I remember when I was reading his book, like You Owe You, and he was talking about how everybody was like, bro, can you just wear a suit? And they gave him there was one person that gave him the number that he wanted per speaking engagement. He went to his person and he was like, nah, like I can't take it. And they were like, bro, do you see how much they're about to offer you to just go talk? And he was like, bro, if I can't come as I am, bro, then it like me being in the sweatpants and in the sneakers makes the impact even further because you're looking at, so you have to listen to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't look the part, but now when you hear what I'm saying, like it matters. And I often think about that as just like, sometimes your no's saying yes will bind you, bro. But sometimes that no will save you from a situation that will keep you bound.
Yeah,
you know?
Bro. The no is powerful, bro. Your no is powerful no matter on what level, on a friendship level, on an intimate level, on a business level, right? Because the ability to say no shows that you can stand for something, and that shows that you have boundaries for yourself, and that shows that you don't just go for anything. What they say, you die for something, you fall for anything, something like that, right?
Stand for something or fall for anything.
You stand for something or you fall for anything, and that lies in the ability to say no. I think that's dope, man. So, like you said, man, the time is coming, and I can't wait for us to be able to see it and really enjoy it because we have been working. We've been working.
Speaking of work, business as usual. Coming a production company, low key.
Yeah, bro. Looking around. Got new cameras.
Shout out to that.
Lights, microphones, boards coming. Like, what's going on?
Got an event
on the 14th.
If you are, sorry, I'm about to look at your camera. If you need production services in the Atlanta metropolitan region, shoot an email to alex@mrjhill.com.
Yes, sir.
It will be your one-stop shop.
Let's get it.
It could be podcasts, live events, what else?
Yeah.
Anything but concerts, for real. But we're getting there.
Yeah. Content recap, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Event recap. Yeah, hit us up, man, for sure. We got it, man. Yeah. I think, man, as far as the business, part of me feel like it's time to hire somebody, but I just don't know if it's time yet. It's getting hectic, to say the least. Like, it's getting kind of spooky out here. Like,
in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Editing, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, man.
How many videos do we have in the anyways? Anyway, I ain't about to go down there. You ready for the core discussion, my boy?
Let's get to this podcast, man.
All right, man. So this core discussion is sparked by, you asked me how my week is. I kind of buried the lead. I didn't tell you the bad part about the week. So I got read for filth this weekend by my pops.
Oh my gosh. I know where you're going.
I got read for filth by my pops. My dad called me. Now, and let me just lead with this. That's why I don't tell my mama nothing. But I don't know why I put her in this compromising. I don't know why I put her in a compromising situation like this anyways. The situation happened with my kidney. I said, Mom, please don't tell Dad. Because I know how he going to get. You know what I'm saying? He going to go before God, and then all of a sudden he going to come back with a lecture. I just know it. I just knew it. So I said, please don't tell him. I said, I'm going to be okay. Man, I got a phone call Saturday morning. I answered the phone. He's like, He just started his, I could just, you could feel somebody here. Like, yeah. I could just feel like the energy was just, he was ready. He was like, what, you sleep? It's 8 o'clock, 8:45. I was like, yeah, I'm asleep. Like, it's Saturday morning. Like, what's up? Y'all gonna say, call me back when you wake up. I need you alert for this.
Think I'm up now.
I was like, damn, for real? Hell no, I ain't up now. I was like, all right, I'll call you back. Cool. I call him back.
What time you call him back?
Like 10:01.
Oh, you got balls. They like me, like, what's going on? Don't talk about you need to talk to me. I needed
like an hour. I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't know what he was talking about. I thought it was more so business or something like that. I'm like, all right, whatever. Call this man. First, my dad the type of person. Now, mind you, my dad had waited 2 weeks for a conversation with me before. So I know he's strategic. Bro said, yeah, I need you to balance this, balance that. Cool. Regular talk. So I'm like, but then he sat, I could tell, it's like figuratively, he sat up in his chair. He was like, but nah, on a real note. He said, so, when you getting married? Started checking my time.
I'm 29.
About to be 30. I'm like, he's like, just giving me, he read me my rights that day. He was like, you not married? He said, it don't make sense. All your friends married. What is it about you that caused you to not be married? Then the nigga start reading me my rights. He said, it's because you got too many vices. I'll tell you exactly why you're not married. Oh, wow. You got too many vices. He said, you got too many holes in your life. I said, holes?
That's what he said?
Holes, like literally gaps in my life. But in my mind, when he said it, I said, damn, I got too many holes. I said, somebody sending you.
How you know this?
Snitching. Like, what's going on? And he was like, nah, you need to slow down. But I really was sitting there like blown for some reason. Like, I was like, Nick, in my mind, I'm like, you think I'm thinking about that right now? And that just brought forth the question of the pressure of marriage in your late 20s and early 30s. Now, coming from a perspective of you've been there, you know what I'm saying? You working through it, you want to go there again. Did you kind of talked about it, like, but I feel like there's this pressure for our demographic to get married, and I know, like, that's what the goal is. Bro, I can't rush into it. But I just wanted to kind of get your standpoint.
But that's it, though. The pressure don't just start with your parents. The pressure starts from when we kids, right? The pressure starts with our religion. The pressure starts. It's so many ways because this is what we're taught. It's kind of like going to school, right? It was almost as if going to school was a norm, but it was like a necessity. You have to go to school. We didn't understand that. You didn't like. I think we just went to an event yesterday, and it was a 22-year-old entrepreneur. She's super successful. She didn't go to college.
Nice.
We didn't see that. We didn't understand that was possible. So it's the same with marriage. It's like we know we was taught to go to high school, go to college, get yourself a good job, get married, right? That was a part of the life. That was a part of this American dream. Whereas though when something is different, it's like we get scared of it. Right? Like, whoa, what's going on? So it's almost like that's a norm. Like, wow, it would be crazy for them not to pressure you. But also, right, you know, it's funny, man. It's like, it's always two sides to a coin, and like outside looking in. Whereas though I'm looking at it like, man, you got family that's pressuring you to do that. Whereas though I wish I would have family to pressure me to do that because like my family probably my mom's asked for a kid. Like I can't like when you gonna have a kid, when you gonna have a kid. But I never really was asked like when you get married, when you get married. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I was asked that, I probably would have got married before. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I think that's pretty dope about it. But the church pressure, it ain't just the parents. That's why I said this conversation goes so many ways because even in the church, I felt pressure to get married in my church because everybody in my circle, in my group was married. They always like, man, when you going to do it? They always like, they didn't have big weddings. They all said they went to the court first. Like, so it was definitely a sense of pressure. So it's like, man, the pressure is definitely real.
All right, so this conversation is layered. I'm giving you piece by piece of like how this has evolved, right?
Yeah.
So then I went from my mom and my dad to my sister now.
Oh, man.
I said, yo, your parents tripping. They talking about this. Now, mind you, she been married, been divorced. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, if anybody gonna understand it, she gonna get it. You know,
right. She gonna get it, man. She been through it, man.
Hell nah. And if you're listening to this because you watched the podcast, you ain't had my back on this. She said, I'm too picky. I said, damn. And it blew me though. It blew me because it made me realize, like, one, this is my fourth life. I've been telling everybody this. With this shit, this is my fourth life. And I feel like I lived the last three for everybody else. This fourth life, sorry, y'all. I'm living for God first, and then me, and everybody else after.
Right.
But it was crazy because she said that, and I was just like, nah, it's not that I'm too picky, bro. I just know my purpose. And I didn't have the words to articulate it, but as I was reflecting on it, I was like, bro, I can't just pick anyone. With the calling that I have on my life, bro, whoever's lined up with me, bro, you will be an enemy to Satan. Like, dead ass. Like, Satan is going to hate you. If you standing next to me, you got to know you got ops. For real.
Yeah, facts.
Like, I didn't get here by chance. You know what I'm saying? This was God's plan. So you got to understand that, like, if we're standing next to each other, you got to understand that what you signing up for. I can't just have anybody. So I've been patient. It's not that I don't want to. Everybody has the desire for it. But the second part is with my homegirl. Again, now we're going to the next layer. Talked to my homegirl, Texas, and she was like, bro, she said, are you ready for marriage? Or are you ready to be a husband? Fuck me up with that one. And I done heard this. And what I had to recognize was like, yeah, I'm ready for marriage. But like, bro, am I really ready to be a husband?
That's for you to answer.
I have an answer, but go ahead.
I think you just gotta choose wisely, bro. I feel like you are. I feel like we all are to the right person, honestly. And I just made this post, bro. And it's just, it's so, I don't want to say depressing, just discouraging. And I had a conversation with somebody in a DM about it because, like, I got, like, mad likes on it. It was, like, 3,000 something views. Like, it was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to see if I can find it. But it was simple. It was a simple post. It wasn't nothing crazy. It said, I pray good women and good men start finding each other. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I see that.
It's a powerful statement, bro.
Very.
Like, I pray good men and good women start finding each other because in this world with so much power struggle, it's like we're just fighting to be heard. We're just fighting to be seen. And it's like, I'm tired of that fight. Like, I don't want to fight. Like, I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to do you bad. I don't want to do you wrong. I don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be done wrong. I don't want to be done bad. I just want to find somebody who I can be careful with and they can be careful with me, right? Because it's tiring, the constant pull of, like, emotions, of trying to just be there for somebody. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's frustrating because, again, I just got up, so I gotta talk about what's for me. Like, just being able, like, not being on the same page as, like, my partner or my ex or whatever. It's like, bro, it's so discouraging because it's like, yo, like, that's all somebody want is be on the same page. But that's why I say I think you're ready if you can truly be patient of finding a person that's your person and not just finding a person that's a person and you're forcing them to be your person, if that makes sense. Like, because if the person is your person, then I think it'll be easy.
I don't think I'm ready.
No?
I don't think I'm ready to be a husband. I think I'm ready for. I could be ready for marriage and be present in a. I can be in a marriage and be married to somebody, but to be a husband and to be present within the marriage and to actually stand up to what that means and to be a spouse, I don't think so.
Why not? You think you're chasing too many your goals right now?
Too selfish. Like, I don't think people really understand the sacrifice of being a spouse, and that is just where I'm not at. And it's like, why now? Why am I not there right now? I don't know. There's a lot of things going on.
Will we ever be there?
I do think you can get there.
What, when you rich?
No, I don't necessarily think it's a rich thing, but, like, prime example, especially with the things would just be added on to it. Mm-hmm. But for me right now, like I just said, this is my fourth life. I've always lived for other people, and I just know that I'm somebody that will sacrifice everything. One for God, but then two for my significant other, bro. You caught me. I mean, I say it for the podcast because it's just transparency. Bro, it was old girl's birthday, and I was chilling with her like she was, and we not even together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the time. I'm like, damn, it's 12 o'clock, and I'm still here. Like, bro, I got to go. I got shit to do. But because it's just like, nah, it's your birthday. I got to make sure you're good. I know I got shit to do. I got work to do. But I got to make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of all that, like, I will always sacrifice whatever I got going on for my significant other. And I haven't learned how to create that boundary just yet, because sometimes what I've come to learn is that that's a detriment, because this needs to happen so that I can sustain this. But, like, how do I communicate this effectively when you still need things from me and you still want things from me? I don't think you ever figure it out. But, like, in a season where I can just be selfish and I don't have to, like, when you have to, like, you're going to have to find it. But I don't have to do this. Yeah, they want me to. People want me to. But right now, I don't have to do this. I can be in this place where I can be as selfish as I want to be for right now, with the understanding that, like, hey, have your fun for this moment, because you're going to have to be selfless for the rest of your life. You're going to have to be sacrificial for the rest of your life. I don't know. That's
why I think you're more ready than you think, because, like, you are selfless. But again, if you meet the right person for you, she's going to be like, no, baby, I understand. No, baby, your purpose is calling you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what I mean by the right person. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. I don't think things are meant to be that complicated or that hard, right? I feel like if you meet somebody that you're truly aligned with, and we talk about being equally yoked, like, you don't have to force it. Yeah, you're not perfect, but they're going to be there to support your dreams. They're going to be there to tell you, okay, that's enough of me time. Thank you, but you need to go get you some you time, right? They're going to be like, no, I need you to go record today. Like, have you recorded? You need help? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, a lot of times we try to force our circle shapes into triangle shapes. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, it just doesn't align. And that's okay. But I think because you are selfless at Nate, like, you're always going to be selfless, right? And you can be selfless and selfish in a relationship. I don't even think it's selfish. I just think you can handle your business. Like, even I seen somebody today who was like, yo, one of the things that he can't do in a relationship is, or he okay with in a relationship is having his own space. A lot of people, they get together, they want to live together. They're like, man, I'm all right with having my space. I'm saying, yeah, I can come over there 3-4 times a week, but at least have my space so you can be good where you at, I can be good where I'm at, then we come together.
Right.
A lot of times we try to force ourselves on each other and we're not even good with ourselves. Let's be good with ourselves so when we come together we be great. So I mean, I don't know, I think you'd be good.
You just gave me a lot of wisdom. I'm not gonna lie. That I don't know. I gotta reflect, but I haven't found that person. Mm-hmm. Let me say that. That's another thing, though. Like, what you're talking about, or maybe because I haven't been looking, like, maybe I got to open my minds up to dating, but, nah, I've been looking. I just haven't found that person. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I am exhausted, bro. I ain't been dating, bro, but I don't understand how everybody is looking for love.
But nobody can find it.
But not even that. Like, it's like everybody got the same experience. So where the good people at? Because I think I'm a good person.
I think I'm a decent person.
I know women who are good. So it's like, what's taking so long for good people to meet good people?
That's what the live podcast would be. We should make it a live
dating
thing. We should make it a live dating thing with single people that we know that could potentially collaborate.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, like,
that's good.
It make me think, like, because you know how everybody be like, they real. Everybody's so real. But I be like, why I feel like I'm the only real one? Why everybody real, but I still feel like I'm alone? Mm-hmm. Everybody a good person, but I still feel like I'm the only one. I don't understand. Like, think about it. So many dating apps, people go on so many dates, and it's like a revolving door. Like, it never ends. It's like, yo, when will you just be satisfied and be happy with who you have in your space, in your corner? I think it's because we think we got too many options.
I think it's dating culture. I was going to say, that was my exact answer. It's just dating culture. It's not necessarily too many options. Well, it is that. But also, like, we're dating to date. We're not dating to
court. We're not courting.
Right. So it's just like, we're not, the intentionality, even your words can say some things, but your actions mean to say something else. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you can profess with your mouth. That's why it says that God doesn't look at the words, he looks at the heart. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you can say whatever you're saying, but, like, underneath the surface, it is what it is. And I think we're not courting. A lot of us aren't. But we don't even understand what that looks like. What are your examples of courting? Because, like, in your mind, everybody, well, in some people's mind, dating is going out, having fun, fucking whatever. Because for me, and that right there, just in the differences of definition, confuses people.
But understanding that courting is not dating, and dating is not courting. That courting is the intentionality of looking to make someone your significant other or your spouse, like to be married. I didn't even know that, to be honest. So to understand that, it's a difference between dating and courting. So, like, when we talk about the education level, like, the gap is so wide between the haves and have-nots, and it's like, I don't even know. I'm trying to make sense. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. Like, I don't know. This is a math equation that I have yet to come the answer to.
And I don't think we're supposed to have the answer clearly right now.
I'm trying my best. Like, I'm trying to make this shit sound good. I don't know. Like, I had to quit. Like, I had to submit. I just had to stop because I was trying to make some shit make sense, and I'm like,
no, but let's talk about it. All right, so cool. Courting is the intentionality, right? A part of courting has dating aspects because you're going to be taking that person out. You're going to be going out with them. You're going to come to learn. Now, I feel like, in my mind, when you say dating, you can be dating multiple people. And I think that's where it gets messed up. dating culture has opened and expanded to like, I'm not, and some people maybe, I can't say for all people, so I'm not generalizing, but I can date multiple people. And if I find one person that piques my interest, I can then cut off the rest and then start going in that direction. I feel like with courting, it's like, no, I'm gonna lock in with this person. I like them. There's something that speaks to them, but the intentionality of me being with them is marriage at the end of the day, right? And that varies, right? But here's the issue that I think that we have is that when you look at dating culture, and I'm in it, so, and I can only speak about myself, I like different people for different reasons. And what one person can't give me, the other person can. But now I'm like comparing and contrasting. I can talk about the confusion, legit, from dating culture. So now it's like, all right, you cool, you successful, this, that, and the third, but you're always busy. But you're available, you know what I'm saying? But I like women with motion too in some capacity, but you're available, so you're there to have conversation. Oh, okay, but you're here. You might have another thing that I can collaborate with, but it's not all the way there. So now I'm picking and choosing and trying to find all this in one person, and I'm never going to be satisfied.
But I think that's because of the options, though. Because if we didn't have as many options, right, we would take one person that we like and we would make it work. But because we know that we have options, it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to pause on you real quick. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to pause on you real quick. I'm going to see if this works. And then you continue to do that and do that and do that, and then there's nobody to be there with you at the end of the night. And also, I think it's that, but also paired with this unhealed trauma that we have. And like this defense mechanism of like not wanting to be hurt. And it's like when you don't want something, you try your best for it not to happen. So therefore it doesn't happen. So what I mean by that is like, think about dating apps, right? Let me just say myself, like one thing, I don't want to be played with. So subconsciously, because I don't want to be played with, I move differently with people. But moving differently with people is probably the same reason why I won't be able to settle down. Why? Because now I can't give you my all. I can't give you my undivided attention because I don't want to give you my undivided attention in fear that you're going to hurt me. Because if I give you all of me, I just did it. And look where it got me. Now I don't want to do that again. Now it's like, okay, I gave somebody my 100%. So next time I'm going to do 80. But now understanding that in order to be in a relationship of true value and genuine love, I have to give you my all. But I don't want to give you my all because I'm scared. I want to give you my all, but I can't give you my all because I'm scared. Because I'm scared that if I give you my all, that you're going to hurt me again. And I just got hurt. And I don't want to go through that again. Right? So it's like, but if I was healed, I would be able to give somebody my all. And I feel like because that's all of us. It's like you see somebody, you like them, and I really want to do this. But I see one thing that reminds me of something else. Or
I'm triggered.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm going to try, but I don't know. Right? I think it's just that fear of being hurt, but also having those options to think that, okay, because I think I'm going to get hurt here, let me try somewhere else where I think it's safe at. And it's like, man, bro, it's ridiculous. And I'm new to this. I ain't going to lie to you. Like, I'm new to this. And
same.
I never did this. Like, I'm grown now, right? So it's like being intentional about it. Whereas when I was 26, I wasn't intentional. I didn't even know what that word meant. You know what I'm saying? I'm 26. I'm having fun. I'm having a ball. Whereas though now I'm 33 and it's like, yeah, man, I know I don't want to do this. I know I don't want to do that. I know I want to be intentional, but it's like, yo, one, you got people playing with you because of their own little traumas and things like that. And it's like, bro, it's dating as an adult, bro, is different. It's spooky.
But I think that also plays into the conversation that we were having before when you talk about courting is like level setting expectations. And we talked about this and a lot of people have had these conversations before, but it's like when you go into courting, do you expect that person on the other side that you're courting to be your wife day one? And I think that like a lot of people say yes unintentionally. Where it's like, I know she's not my wife, but you still expect wifely things immediately. Like, but that's why I said I'm not ready to be a husband yet. Like, I'm going to be, like, I have the potential. I know that I have the potential. I have husband qualities for sure. I'm going to say this on the record. Everybody's a wife. Everybody's a husband. Just not for
everybody.
Yeah, for everybody else. Like, you might be a wife for somebody else, just not for me. And that's just similar to like a good person doesn't mean that that's your person. Like, you might meet somebody and they have everything on your list, but it just doesn't work out because that's just not your person. And I think that as you were talking about it, like you was talking about that pain and that hurt, it's absolutely that, but it's also this culture of, it's the culture of instant gratification.
Damn, that's true.
It's that culture of instant gratification because you see the man with the flowers and all of that stuff. We don't know what stage of their life that you met him at. We don't know if this man's a scammer. We don't know what this person is doing. And if he could be doing right, you don't know if this man cheated on his wife and now he's just trying to overcompensate to make it look good. But it's just this idea of instant gratification. Vice versa. I can't talk to the ladies without talking to us because we want it too. Because we want what's in between immediately. That's that instant gratification. But we don't want to put the work in. Yeah. Vice versa, because they wisened up too. They want the trips. They want the, you know what I'm saying? Everything that we be 50%, 100, you know what I'm saying? All of these things immediately. Like, immediately. And I just find because I believe it. Like, bro, I said this before, and I will say it again. I will never give up on love. Why? Because God is love. But I feel like a lot of us have given up on love because of that hurt. We had this clip before where it was like, bro, you got to let that hurt go. But how do you let that hurt go?
You can't even identify it. How do you let that hurt go when you can't even identify what exactly it is? Because we all walk around with our head held high thinking we good. I don't need nobody. I'm good.
I need somebody. Listen. I'll be the first to tell you I need somebody.
You know what's funny, bro? It's like women want to, we hear this saying that like women just want to feel like they are like that little girl again, like a child, right? They want to feel that. They don't have nothing to worry about. I don't think it's just women. I think we all want to feel safe in that aspect of it. It ain't about feeling like a child. It's like you want to just feel safe. And I just think we all got to do a better job at identifying the hurt so we can create that safe space for ourselves, if that makes sense. Because like we keep continue to look at it, we keep looking for that safe space in somebody else, and we continue to get disappointed. And as much as we get disappointed, the further back we pull.
Yeah, our heart starts to harden.
Yeah, so it's like if we can identify the hurt within ourselves, then we can create that safe space for ourselves. But yeah, man, I think we all want to feel safe. I think we all want to feel like at home, like that, like protected, like that kid, right? I think we all want to feel like that.
That's really what you're speaking to is that inner child, bro. That inner child is real, bro. And I think when you talk about the why, like I often use one of my brothers as an example because that inner child is always speaking. You may not think it is. So you do got to protect it because it's going to come out. Like, you don't hurt that. If it's hurt, like that inner, it's going to come out one way or another. It may come out in your pride. It may come out in ego, whatever. And I remember, bro, like, my brother was just, and I think we mentioned that he was just like, bro, this is what I always wanted. We talked about it. Lost his mother. Never knew his mother. Never knew his father. So that inner child always craved and had the desire for something from a woman specifically of like, I got you. And I just see how he looks at his wife, stressed at all, how he looks at his daughter. You know what I'm saying? When you hear them little feet running to the door, you know what I'm saying? And he just know he could be exhausted, bro. And I walked through the door with him and I just see his face just light up. He don't got no energy, mind you. But he just lights up, bro, because it's just like that love. And I remember I was talking to one of my other homegirls, and I was like, bro, what is the thing that you appreciate the most about being a mother? Like, what do you love the most about it? And you kind of said the same thing. And she was just like, bro, that unconditional love.
Yeah, bro.
She was like, they don't want nothing from you but just to be you. Like, just be there. And the minute you're not there, I mean, we talk about Alani. We're recording right now. Jay had to sneak downstairs and go record. Alani, this was the cutest thing I ever seen, bro. Alani standing by the door to see if she gonna see him get in the car. She about to wild out if she would have saw him get in the car. I realized that she probably know that you still here. She hear your voice. She probably, but bro, that's real.
Yeah.
Because she feels it. And I just think that, like, bro, we're at a place in this society where we've seen examples. I'm happy there's a lot of people that are getting married, and I encourage more people to get married. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. But I think for me in particular, and the reason why I was just like, I think I put a lot of pressure on marriage. And I think that's why I want to be picky, because I understand the importance of it. Like, I don't want, I mean, you can't control anything, but it's like, bro, if there's anything that I can do to control any type of separation on the front end, man, I'm willing to do that work. We will never know. That's why I got to submit to him first. That's why the Bible says to submit to him first. He'll let me know when I'm ready. Mm-hmm. That's why I said I can't move on my own accord, because if my dad is saying you got too many vices, that I feel like God talks to my dad all the time. So clearly he pointed out something. But, bro, if you're able to just do that work on the front end, bro, man, what a powerful union that could be on the other side. I'm talking about generations. Like, trauma being broken, like generational curses and trauma being broken. That's what I'm trying to do. But it's just like, nah, I got to be intentional. And it sucks. It's like, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say it sucks. And that's why I kind of was in my feelings. I ain't even gonna lie to you when my dad said it. I said, my nigga, you know how many weddings I done walked in over the last 2 years? You think I ain't think about it? I've been best man, brides, groomsmen, this, that, and that. I'm walking into weddings. You don't think that shit don't hit me? Walking down the aisle, I'm like, damn, there's something wrong with me. Am I broken? Am I the problem? You don't think I had those reflections? Then it was just like, nah. Just like I said about this kidney stuff, like, yeah, nah. It's me, God. I get it. You just take your time with me. I can't just pick anybody. Yeah. That's where I'm at.
No, I think to answer the question is like, I don't know if I'm ready or not, man. I know I want to be ready. I'll tell you that much. Mm-hmm. Like, I know I want to be able to give that love to somebody else.
I said it wrong. Sorry.
What?
We're never going to be ready to be a spouse. That's I had this written down here, and I didn't. This is why I got to look at my notes. You're never really ready. What I have written down is, are you willing? Are you willing to be a spouse? Because you're never going to be ready, because there's always going to be something, but are you willing? And I think in this season, it's not that about ready. I'm not willing right now. Like, are you willing?
I think I'm always willing, bro. That's my problem. I don't lie. I'm always willing to help.
Now, hold up. Because, see, you just said something there, and that's what I think gets us tripped up as men. You said I'm always willing to help. But willing to help comes from, and I can't speak to you specifically, but when I think of willing to help, that comes from that Superman complex, where it's like, I'm willing to save somebody. But am I willing to? There's a difference between willing to save somebody in a moment, in a season, but when that person is back up, then it's like, what am I here for? So now I'm trying to start overcompensating versus, am I willing to be a spouse? Willing to help somebody and willing to be a spouse, two different things. Now, one is a component of the other, but that's two different things.
That's a great point. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't even call it, bro. When I say I'm willing to help, I think I guess I say that because when I think of love, I think of like selfless again, right? So when I say I guess I use it interchangeably, like with helping, with like not making it about myself, but like being selfless and giving. That's what I'm thinking. But no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. No, that's it. This is like one of them conversations where it's like it's just a comma and not a period.
No, I don't think there's gonna be. The period will be where we, hey guys, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you pop out married. You know what I'm saying? That's the period. It's just like when it happens. I think right now it's an ongoing conversation because, and that's what this platform is about, bro. Is to be able to go through the growing pains, and I love it for that. Because guess what? I'm gonna play this back. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm like, remember you said that? Like you said,
yeah.
I'm gonna hold you accountable. Because I'm like, dang, you were talking about dating. You were talking about honesty. You were talking about telling this person straight up, like, I don't want this. So I can't be mad. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm okay with my decisions. I just get mad when people question my decisions, but I need to work on that because that just speaks to the need of validation that I need from my parents and other people still. I'm working on that. You got thoughts?
I do. Yeah. I don't know, bro, because it's like, I don't, my thoughts is just, I feel like people just don't want to be played with. I don't want to be played with.
I don't.
But now you saying these things, I'm like, maybe it's some conversations that I should have had with some people. Just want some attentional stuff. Cause like how I go, I told you, like, people play with me, cool. I'm out. I'll see you later. But now I'm thinking like, maybe, I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Shawty said I was strict. That was funny as shit to me. She was like, damn, you strict as fuck. I was like, yeah.
I'm just walking in my purpose.
Like,
baby.
nah. I mean, I am proud to be strict in this season. Cause you know what that means? Nigga, you standing on your boundaries. Not business. On your boundaries, bro. Like, I'm strict. Fuck yeah. You know how hard I work to get strict? Nigga, say it. That's a compliment to me, nigga.
We standing on boundaries over this. You know
like what?
Nah, for real.
I'm strict? Oh, thank God. I'm finally strict because, nigga, what's the opposite of strict? I was lenient as fuck. I'm strict. Yeah, bro, I'm strict. And that means a lot because that means, like, bro, you are learning to enforce a boundary. We talk about it, but to see it, like,
you gotta be about it.
Because you know what she says on the other side of that every time? I can't help but respect it. Nigga, I might throw this fucking mic. You damn right. I'm not gonna throw the mic. But
I was like, that's the first thing I thought of, like, please don't, but okay.
Like, bro, I might throw this mic because, bro, I don't think niggas understand how hard it was for me to get to that place. I really had to let God love me to understand you have to be strict about certain things. What? Call me strict. I'll be the strictest, man. What was that that teacher from that show? Matilda, what was the teacher name? The strict professor?
I don't know.
Whatever her name is. I'll beat her, bro. But yeah, bro.
I feel like I had a teacher in elementary school named Mr. Strickland or something. Our principal named Mr. Strickland.
Hey, bro. Mr. Strickland. Whatever it is, bro.
Alex Strickland.
Fuck, that might be a real person, actually. I ain't even gonna hold you.
That's funny as hell.
But nah, bro. As you're talking about not being played with, it's not a matter of, like, it's different when you're from a position of pride, right? Where it's like, I'm so caught up in my ego. I can't see past my nose, as Jay would love to say, you know what I'm saying? So the minute I feel like you trying to play up with my ego or my name, cool. But if it's different when it's like, no, this is a boundary. So I can't be played with on that standpoint because if I let you cross this boundary, then it's going to create a domino or slippery slope where you feel like you can continue to cross this boundary. And I set this to protect that inner child.
That's real.
Protect that well-being, that character. Bro, it hit different. I'm cool with being strict now. That's all right. That's all right. I got to be strict with my diet. I got to be strict with everything else. It's all right.
I like that. That's good. Nah, that's real, bro.
Man, we got guests coming on.
Yeah,
soon.
man. We got Tyler
the comedian.
Tyler Chronicles.
Tyler Chronicles. Damn, why do I keep on calling him Tyler the comedian?
I mean, he is a comedian.
He is a comedian, but I don't know. We need to talk to him about that. We need a name change. We'll see.
Let's get into this conversation.
For sure.
Yo, we got Tyler Chronicles in the building.
Yes, sir.
What up, brother?
What's happening, y'all?
Yo, first of all, man, I've been wanting to talk to you for the longest. I'm going to tell you why.
Dope.
Because Nick always talks about you.
I got Shotty, man.
And I be like, bro, god damn. Yo, when I say he talks about you all the time, like, from an admiration standpoint, I'm like, yo, why the fuck do you love this man so much? Like, god damn, I'm like, I gotta get this thing on the show because, and it's funny because we talked before, but I didn't understand who you were until then. But a lot of times,
I didn't understand your game.
Yeah,
I wasn't familiar with your game.
What I will say is, even then, like, you can do research on somebody, you still don't understand the impact they have until, like, maybe somebody else explains it from a different perspective, like a fan or like admiration perspective.
Right.
So, like, the fact that he talks about you all the time, I'm like, yo, damn.
Who is this nigga?
Like, who is this nigga?
That's my guy, man.
So yo, for the people, can you we know you write, you wrote for Wild 'N Out, been on Power, like you've done a lot, right? But who the fuck are you?
Man, Tyler Chronicles from Inglewood, California, man. Shout out to Nick Banks, man. Banks Shot, that's my dog. So him and a lot of people that kind of started off in this, I guess, what do you call it? The social media space. You know what I mean? That came into comedy. I've known a lot of them from their start. You know what I mean? And a lot of them saw me when I was, super hot in the city, especially, so that when they would come to a comedy show, I'm usually hosting and I'm doing my thing. So they see that. And then, I'm talking to them and kind of helping them, like now him, Desi Banks, B. Simone, a lot of them at the very start of their career. So that's why they have that kind of admiration, I believe. You know what I mean? So I do appreciate them because on the back end, they look out for me, go on the road and take them, they take me, whatever it is. So it's a dope situation, man. But I'm not on Power, on BMF.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Power, but I guess I'm on BMF, man. Boy, man, come on, little Meeks. I don't even know what he can do. What can he do though? You got to protect your pops, right?
Bro,
I ain't got to dance. Y'all
no, don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
Let's take this one out.
Well,
don't text 50 Cent. That's what you don't do.
Because he
you
gonna
gotta
post
call
that
him
shit.
at least.
Don't
if you got an
say
issue,
nothing.
you got to call him because, I feel like 50 Cent is old school. So he would think if he leaked a recording of y'all talking, it'll feel like snitching a little bit more.
Facts.
But screenshot, everybody do screenshots.
Yeah.
So he screenshot that text message and put it out. I said, "Oh, you can't text 50 Cent."
Are you upset at 50 for going crazy? How you going crazy?
Man, I can't be upset at 50 because I have no idea why he does anything that he does. It's always an end goal. He's a chess player, so I don't know what this is. This may be just something to drum up more interest in the show as a whole. You know what I mean? Now it's beef, and he stays in a profitable beef, if you will. So maybe I'm hoping that's what it is, residual sake.
I think, it's funny because we talked about it, and I personally think, what do you say when it's like, all right, hypothetically, let's say it's serious, right? Mm-hmm. And if I'm feeding your family, right? If I'm there for you, right? And you get out, I get that you're trying to make your money, but all money ain't good money, especially if you know that is connected to me. So again, if somebody got to choose a side, it's all good. I'll choose a side for you. So I can understand that from a nigger perspective, a nigga. Like I'm saying, nah, man, fuck these niggas. If you want to choose a side, then you stay on that side. I'll pick the side for you.
And that's how he's always been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like this is a shock to anyone. Ain't nobody's like, man, dang, why 50 doing like that? People like, damn, here go 50. Doing it again. But,
we just jumped ship so fast. Hold up. Let's go back. Hold up for a second.
Run it back. Yeah, also writer.
Jump back into a bunch
I've been fortunate enough to write for the BET Awards for several years, and the Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards. Shout out to Jesse Collins, for people that don't know, for all the Black Super Bowl halftime shows have been his production.
Oh wow!
So he's that. So
guy. He's up there with the Will Packers of the.
Man, Will Packer would like to get up there with Jesse Collins.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he does Will Packer on the movie side for sure. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of doing live shows and just he's that guy. Super Bowl.
Shout out to him.
I've been seeing
4 or 5 of them in a row.
I've been seeing you on Lou show. Are you?
Oh yeah, Broken Play,
show?
man. Yeah. So Lou Young got his own show. Shout out to Lou Young, fucking hilarious, man. But Lou Young got his own show, the Lou Young Show.
Or is that the same set?
I believe he may use the same set. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Broken Play is a sports show with Nav Green, and I'm on there with him. Yeah, me, Nav Green, Reggie Ball. He's played quarterback for Georgia Tech, and then and Lou.
What y'all got? Is that that's a and this is gonna be a homie conversation. My bad.
No,
but is that a 85 South Show production too?
So, bro, you know what? Shout out to 85, man. You know we just got out of Black History Month, but they made Black History. They have a complex.
Yeah, I've been there.
So you know what time it is. From a podcast to a show to a live show to a complex, and there's, I don't want to miscount, but several shows there. You know, they got Broken Play, got that show, Poor Minds with Dre, Nicole, and Lex, and Clayton English got his show out there. So it's several shows. Broken Play, Lou, I believe he does a show out of there. So yeah, it's just a whole complex.
Yeah, it's a
enough people. Not enough people are talking about this. These young black men that commandeered a complex in Atlanta for people to come and basically make content, and it's huge.
Yo, you've been able to see this social media era come about, right?
Correct.
And the young comedians come in to do their thing, and granted, they give you the respect. But was there ever times where you helped some people out along the way? Well, not just some people, but you've helped very specific comics out along the way, and then once they pop, they like kind of forget you?
You know what? I don't never look for. I'm not doing it for that look back. Mm-hmm. So when it does happen, it's a surprise and it's dope. So right now, like top of my head, I can't remember anybody, blowing up and me thinking like, damn, I helped him and he ain't look back or she ain't look back. I don't see that. Maybe the other way, you know what I mean? Like older comedians that you helped out when they were down that didn't look back. That might happen a little bit more. But nah, it hadn't happened so far. And it's not that many of them. Like that's what I was tripping off. Like when comedians was first getting upset about the social media comedians saying they taking all up the work and all that. But it's 3,000 comedy clubs and even more theaters in America. Let's just say that. I could maybe count on one hand, all of the social media comedians that are actually doing shows at these places. And that's 5 people every weekend. So there's still 2,995 clubs for you to work at. So they're not taking your space. You just see somebody taking off and you feel bad about what you got going on.
You know what I will say though, bro? I'm gonna be real. I think I can't speak from the generation after you, right? But maybe your generation, somehow, some way, I feel like niggas either one or two things. Niggas did a great job at making the social media comedians want to do stand up, or niggas bullied them enough, whereas though everybody doing it. Because from my experience, a lot of the social media comics that I see is getting on that stage.
Yeah, you know what happens? A lot of times, probably 90% of the times, the bag comes into play. It's like there's only so much money some people are making off. There's no people like making a lot of money. A lot of people don't really know how to capitalize off of it. But they can get a live show and get cash on demand right then and there. And people are coming at them. So it's like, damn, can I keep turning? Because I've had social media people or comedians, whatever you want to call them, and say like, damn, they just offered me 15, 20 racks to do 10, 15 minutes. I ain't never done comedy before, but shit, I kind of got to do it. So I'm like, yeah, you kind of got to do it. So
who offered them that much though?
Man, colleges especially, they already have a budget out, and the kids really want these social media people so bad. They're not thinking about stand-up comedy and how long it takes to be good at it. They just want them at the show.
Yeah.
So they'll throw the money at them. So that happens a lot.
Just take it back, bro. Back in the day when because I host events, right? And that's when I first met Desi Banks. The school, I think it was in Louisiana, they just hire 2 hosts. You hire the personality that the people want to see,
right?
And you hire the person that know what he's doing. Just bring it back. That's all you gotta do.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. But like a lot of times they just hire them to close the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that takes time to learn how to do that, especially at a college. So especially at a black college. That's a whole different ball. Was y'all like Grambling or something or Southern? Nah,
this was at University. No, this was Arkansas. This is actually University of Arkansas.
You okay?
Oh, wow. Yeah, yep. I hosted an event and they had we both hosted.
Gotcha.
But he didn't really he was just on the come up. He ain't really know the orgs. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it was a Greek organization, Step Show.
Okay.
He ain't know the D9. Understandable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they did a good job at hiring both of us because most of the people wanted to see him.
That was
you know
a good idea.
But I just knew.
You knew the landscape. Yeah.
Yeah. So
keep show going. Yeah.
It was
smart.
That was great, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. My bad, Alex.
Nah, you good. Go ahead. You're flowing.
Alex was ready, but I had some homie conversations. Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead. Do your thing, man.
No. You actually. We're talking about everything that I had written down. So
okay, what you got though? Talk to me, man. Hype me up. What I do?
Funny as shit. Let's start there. But no, you're a writer, and you kind of were just breaking that down before. Off the mic, like you submitting writing samples and things of that nature. Yeah. We know there was a writer's strike. You know what I'm saying? That's something that had a lot of people out of a job for a long time. So just talking about it from we're out of the strike.
Now that it's over, nigga, I was lit. I was lit in the writer's strike, bro. Why? Because like, you know what I mean? So, I'm not only a writer, obviously I'm a black writer. Yeah. So I'm one of the few, especially out here in the Southeast. So people come to me a lot for stuff, and sometimes it be bullshit, sometimes it be legit. When the strike happened, people were still trying to get some like independent work off. And shit, I was trying to get some independent work in, and you know what I mean. So like, it was lit for me. Like I got a lot of different projects and shit. You know what I'm saying, here and there. You know what I mean. I can say that now the strike is over, but everybody was doing the shit. You know what I'm saying. So, but I think it actually boosted my portfolio, if you will, and connections, and that I was willing to do something. And the prices were whatever it was because it was a strike, and you really couldn't negotiate with your union and none of that bullshit. Right. So, I just kind of, I feel like I've upped my connections and my price with that.
That's dope.
I want to, can I potentially get you in some trouble? Potentially?
Go.
Maybe? Yo.
I run my own business, so it's hard to get.
I'm going to get into that. I promise. But what did you think about T.I. movie?
The one I'm in?
Yeah.
Shit, I love it, nigga. I'm in.
No, for real though.
So let me say this. I think it's fucking super dope because him and DC, first of all, had the idea for the movie that's, about our culture. Yeah. It's called Departments for everybody. Go check it out. And it's about our culture, and they were pitching it to people that were probably outside of our culture, wanting to get it on the network or whatever the fuck you want to get it on, and they were saying no. And he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself. And this is like middle of COVID, just before he was doing stand-up and all that shit. So he just got the comedians that, like Tip been around stand-up for a long time. He'd been coming to shows since before I started doing stand-up. And he got the comedians that he knew that he fucked with. He was like, man, we're gonna do a TV show. So it was a series, all right? And what happened was, I don't know. This is when I kind of first met Tip. Shout out to Clay, rest in peace, man. Clay Evans, he the one that kind of introduced me to him. Let me go back a little bit. I've been knowing Tip, just seeing him around the city. Now, I used to sell weed, and I used to be at Magic City. Let's be
real. If we gonna talk, let's talk.
Until I get in trouble. Nah, I think I'm real. Okay. I used to be at Magic City, man, staying behind a DJ. Shout out DJ Boo, X-Rated, man, all my niggas, man, DJ Webb, Outlaw. And I stand there, and I work a shift from I go there, they open at probably 3 at this time. I'll be there from 3 to 8. 8 o'clock, I go do comedy, and I come back from 10:30 to close. And I'm just selling weed. Like if niggas come in from out of town, I holler at the strippers, where I get the weed at? Boom, stranger. And that was my job. And then doing comedy. But I would see Tip.
Who did you have to pay though? Because
I was about to say, you
couldn't just
you had to break somebody
shop.
off. Yeah.
Bro.
You had to pay somebody.
I am hilarious. I don't got to pay nobody. People, that's your pay. Being around somebody that's funny, that just keeps your energy right, keeps you going. As a DJ all day, you dealing with strippers, you dealing with customers and all that shit. You got somebody that's funny. I got weed. I'm probably gonna smoke a couple blunts, a couple joints with you know what I'm saying? But I probably pay the strippers. Get a couple dances.
Okay.
I wasn't getting extorted, nigga. No.
No, I'm just saying. I'm thinking because if you in my club, I need.
He ain't say no regular club.
I'm helping the environment.
Magic City. I'm helping the environment.
I'm helping the environment.
So this is not no regular.
I'm not causing no trouble. People don't even know I'm in there, bro. You gotta kind of know to know. Like if you say you bought from Baltimore, right? Yeah. You come down from Baltimore, you're in Magic City. You're like, damn, you got some homies that want some weed.
You got a point.
You ask who you gonna ask. You don't know nobody. Ask the stripper. Oh, I'll be right back. You ain't got no nothing. Come back. How much you want? Boom, 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 boom. It just happens. You know what I'm saying? I am helping the environment. They ain't gotta go nowhere. Sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's just keep it smooth. And niggas don't fight when they're high.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So you meet T.I.
So boom, I used to see him back then. Fast forward, Clay puts me in touch with him because he needs somebody to play a part in the TV show. So they write it up as a TV show. So if you look at the actual movie, it feels like a TV show. The first 30 minutes of the movie basically have a main character, and the second 30 minutes of the movie does have a different main character. But it all comes together as the departments being the main character of the movie. So I think as an independent movie, I sat in on the edit, which was dope. You know what I'm saying? I think as an independent movie, just seeing Tip directing for his first time and editing and being in on the writing and all that shit, I helped with the writing after they had the script going. But seeing him in on that, you can see why he's successful as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh, okay, he go this hard on this. I see why. Like when he go to studio, he gonna go crazy.
Yeah, I want to take my time with this conversation. No. I ain't gonna lie to you because it's so much.
I'm here. I drove a long way.
No, it's all good. I love these conversations. You know, this is where I thrive at. This is where I feel
at home. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
not making sex workers cry. I seen that.
You is
you funny. Like, this a funny nigga.
I was like, yo, he broke the matrix.
This nigga's funny. Hey, you nigga research. This nigga.
No,
when I'm signing up for it,
let me tell you something. Every time she pop up, I get a notification. Time I do my research. No, I ain't had to. It came to my phone. Yep, there she go. Triple S dog. What's she talking about? Oh, she crying, my baby. She crying. Oh,
this nigga is.
What Jay do to her?
No, so
talking that shit.
Now let's go.
Yo, first of all, so my first opinion on the movie, I was surprised. I was shocked because it was good. Like I think we did the little media circuit or whatever.
Media circuit, yeah, that's what we went the first time.
Yeah. And then we chilled after. And I'm like, first of all, you know me, I'm from Baltimore. I'm gonna talk about this too. I'm gonna talk about it a lot. These niggas in Atlanta, these niggas is ungrateful as fuck. Because they just take things for granted. Mm-hmm. So I'm chilling after the circuit and shit, and I'm just chilling with T.I. and DC. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
bro, nigga, what? Every time the nigga call my phone, I'm like, this shit is crazy. I almost want to show people.
Yeah, like, calling me. No, facts. So, like, I'm chilling, watching the movie, like, you know what I'm saying, before because it ain't dropped yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really shocked, because, like, you know, I'm proud of myself on being real, right? Mm. I'm waiting to be like, talk some shit. This shit is good. And I'm like, the only thing I can say is, like, it's independent. So, it's like, it's not like the big production. But, like, it's good. Like, it's funny. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really funny. Like, I'm watching, I'm like, nah, this is funny. Like, you know how some movies, they put everybody in it, they just overdo it. It's like, it was funny. I'm like, yo, this is actually good. And the plot isn't bad. Like, it's a good plot. Like, it's good.
No, it was great. I'm not gonna lie. I paid for it.
For real?
No, I actually paid. I paid and watched the full.
Yeah, so I'm watching. I'm like, yo, wow, bro. Like, this is crazy. That's why I was asking, like, what was
especially for his first joint, too. You know what I'm saying?
And what I want to talk to you about is, because you brought it up, look at how, no matter what, and I don't want to make this a black thing, but it might be, right?
So, shit, we black.
T.I. Mm-hmm. It's T.I. Mm-hmm. Let's not get it fucked up.
Right.
One of the founders of trap music, nigga. If not the founder, right? All the things he done for hip-hop, our culture, and the fact that, I mean, he's been in movies. Takers. Like, he's been
ATL.
in, he did good, good movies at that.
American Gangster, nigga.
American Gangster, nigga.
I want to be like you, Uncle Frank. Remember?
Right, you feel me? So, like,
damn.
For him,
damn.
Nigga played Common Son.
Oh my gosh.
Ain't that crazy? First of all, hold on. This nigga played Common Son.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So it's like the fact that he's pitching this, now it's my turn. And I can't get nobody to believe in me. Nigga, I'm T.I.
That part.
I wonder how, like, you being in it, seeing it, or just being beside him, I don't know, like, just hearing him speak about these things. How was that for you?
So I wasn't there at the beginning of it because, like I said, I didn't really formally meet him until we started doing table reading. The movie was already, in progress. Yeah. But just hearing him talk about it, you could see that it motivated him to be like, boom, you know what? I could do this shit. Like, I could do anything else. I got the talent. I got the capital to be able to get the right equipment. We had everything. I'm talking about cranes. We had when the Super J jumped over the car, had him on a real crane. Like, that was a real stunt. Like, he was tied to a crane in the middle of the projects, jumping over a car and shit like that. So it was
that's tough.
Yeah, it was just dope to see. So as independent as it was, he used every resource that he had. I mean, had a whole crew, had trailers. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, normal independent. You gotta go get dressed in somebody's bathroom, and then they got their kids' clothes and shit all on the tub while you're getting dressed and all that. So yeah, it was dope, and it was my first, I would say, real kind of experience with the press junket, like you said, afterwards. Like, we went everywhere. We went to LA and did the premiere, and was on every radio station here, every podcast damn near. It was like, damn, this is my first media run, and that shit was fire. You never think about that. You think about, oh yeah, I want to be a star, but you never think about, damn, that media run should be pretty cool.
So from like a writing standpoint, when you think about like casting and picking because one thing that I appreciated about the movie specifically is like it felt like the synergy was there, like across the board.
Yeah. So
and you can see it on the screen. So
niggas all know each other.
But that's the thing.
Niggas all are cool.
Like, how does that come together? Is that just through his relationships? Like, he just picked everybody himself? Or
again, yeah, that was
Atlanta.
That was Atlanta, and him knowing comedy. So actually, myself, Erica Duchess, who played my wife in the movie, Nav Green, Jay Ski from Virginia, but he's down here a lot. Ronnie Jordan, homie from Atlanta, and K-Dub, hilarious ass. He all hit us up one day and was like, yo, I want to, I'm about to get into stand-up comedy. He's had already started, but like, I want to form like a group and kind of like an alliance, and, we all help each other out and grow. And then that started that came from the movie, from us being all in there. It was casted before I got there. Ronnie was supposed to play my part, but he caught COVID right before, like 3 days before. So I came in late, but I knew all my parts and all that shit. So, that was impressive. And then, like I said, I helped write kind of on the day. And, yeah, man, shit. It was just, like I said, it was just a dope experience, man. And we did part 2, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Yo, you coming, and you being in the comedy scene already, like being a veteran in the game, you seeing T.I. like switch lanes. A lot of people thinking, yo, man, why you jumping into this comedy lane? Let us do our thing. Like, you're not funny, whatever the case may be, right? But one thing that I've noticed, even with him, like he did a, I don't know if it was like a special where he had mad comedians come through a couple days, right?
Special.
You seeing him actually help the community of comics.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what do you say to that when so many other people have no idea and they only want to judge a book by its cover, think they know what's going on?
That's usually how it goes. You know what I mean? There's what do you call it? Comment catching. So with you see 100 positive comments, but the negative comment is the one that catches your eye. So I think there's probably more positive than negative, but the negative just stands out more. But I mean, not with just that special. We shot something that should be coming out soon as well last summer called In the Trap Comedy. So at the Trap Music Museum, he had it decked out, had a set, had a whole crew, about 6-7 cameras, camera ops, and did a special kind of like Def Jam.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about. Well, he had mad people come through a couple days, right?
Yeah, but it's 2 of them though.
Wow.
Damn, listen.
Jeez.
So it had like probably, we did 13 episodes with probably like 30-something comedians that he want people to know about. It's like in the area of North Carolina, like from all different places. And he let each one of us host our own episode, pick our own comedians that we think people should know about. Filmed all that. We're in the edit right now with that, and it should be done soon. But then he shot his own special at Center Stage. Oh, wow. Not only did he shoot his own special, he let us shoot our special as well on the same stage with the same equipment the next day. So when I say us, that's me, Erica, Nav, all the people I mentioned earlier. So he's been giving back since he started with the shit.
Yo,
people don't talk about it.
Yeah, that's tough. Nobody would know that.
Yes, bro, and
that's in a span of 3 years.
Bro, it gives me chills because like you don't see that. Like niggas always niggas be talking about nothing. It's like, bro, this man is doing great. And not to make this about T.I., it's just because you there. And I'm like, yo, that's special, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I say Atlanta is like ungrateful because like I think people, it's about proximity, right? I say it jokingly when I say ungrateful, but it's like I'm pretty sure you see it. It's like people, I've gone to T.I. studio like, oh, that's a T.I. studio. Like, what?
It's still T.I.
What the have you witnessed that type energy?
I think because he is so accessible, people probably do maybe take for granted.
Greatness.
You know what I mean? Like what's going on in their presence. You know what I'm saying? And then he's just a real nigga too, so it just kind of disarms you to think like you're really in here with a fucking rap superstar. You know what I mean? But you don't think about it like that.
Me and T.I. had like a back and forth, right? And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Because we did an interview and he wanted some things taken out. And he was basically just saying, yo, what's good for you ain't good for me. But I loved it because, like, as much as it was frustrating for me because I'm a young nigga coming up in the game, it was dope to see because it was like some real nigga shit. It was like, bro, like, it wasn't like him sending me to, like, his people saying it or something like that. Yeah. It was him texting me like, look, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't with nothing. Like I understand, but this ain't really how, you know what I'm saying?
And growing means knowing you may be on the other side of that coin one day and have to tell somebody like what's good for you.
Exactly, bro. And I just thought it was dope because it felt real. It was real. Like it was like, I'm like, if anything else, bro, I respect them for that, bro. Because so many people, you got to talk to that manager, like, and then they try to make excuses or they lie.
You get convoluted from that, man.
He was just straight up like, bro, like, no, like this ain't. I get what you're doing. I understand your job. But we ain't doing that. And I'm like, you know what? It's cool.
Respect every time.
And the number still went up. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Amen.
Hey, cool. It's cool.
That part. One thing that you just said, I'm sorry. I get my producing bag just thinking about it. But writing for film, you said you helped about with that. But writing for like Wild 'N Out, how does that transition look like?
Ooh,
like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to make this long story short.
Take your time.
All right, for sure. All right, so had been doing stand-up comedy in Atlanta for maybe 6-7 years at this point. And
you just knew you was funny.
I mean, people, it ain't on me. It's for people to tell you. That's one thing about comedy. Like, I don't like when comedians come up to me after a show and be like, how you think it was? It ain't for me to say. Just the people in that, sitting down in those chairs, they the ones that's going to tell you what's up.
Gotcha.
So, but yes, I knew I was funny. and I got invited to, they were doing in-person auditions at this point. They don't do that hardly anymore. It's like more like, see you on the phone and people send you in. So they were doing in-person auditions in this comedy club in Norcross. And it was me, DC Young Fly, Matt Rife, and my other homeboy. Well, it was us three. Let's just say that, and a lot of other people I won't mention. Yeah, so we go through the shit. I didn't make it. DC and Matt make it, but I realized I was like, okay, I got to be in front of producers. Nick was there, so that was dope. You know what I mean? And I didn't even really feel like I was like probably not going. If they only taking 2, it's definitely gonna be them 2. It's like Matt Rife was probably like 19 at the time, and DC was DC. So, but Laura has it again. They come back again, same spot, same audition place. I'm the only one of note there this time. So I go, I do my thing, but this is when they're shooting in LA. So they're coming back, and they pick me and this other white guy, Will Foskey, and we go out to LA for this kind of like boot camp thing to see if you're going to make it. And it's like 3 or 4 days of playing the games and going through shit, and it's tough, especially if you're not like a good comedian. I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Chico come in there, and I've been knowing Chico since I started comedy, Chico Bean. And, you know, we're throwing stuff back and forth. We're playing the games, and, you know, shit's going well. This is in front of all the producers of the show. Comes the day of, you know, we're in our hotel. They're like, you're going to get a call if you made it or an email if you didn't. Comes the next morning. Niggas is calling me that made. They're like, yo, I'm on the we on the van. Where you at? We headed to set, about to get started, meet everybody. I was like, brother, they sent me home. They was like, nigga, you as hard as you was going? I was like, yeah, bro. I was crushed, nigga. I was crushed, nigga. I went to Roscoe Chicken and Waffles, sat there, didn't even eat, fucked up, flew home. It's a long ass flight, bro. LA
5
back
hours?
to Atlanta.
Oh my God.
Man, that shit was like 50 hours. I don't care what nobody said. Bitch, no, I don't want no snacks, bitch. Move. So
No, I think
Nigga
so.
couldn't even sleep on the plane. They couldn't even sleep on the plane. That's how you know you mad.
Yeah, bro, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, none of that shit. So, but it turned me up. Like I came back to Atlanta, and I'm on stage every single night. I was hosting a few spots, so that helped. But every single night, and I would even post that shit online, like hashtag every night I'm on stage. So turned me up. Come back again. Now they're doing it in Atlanta. They're about to do it at Center Stage. I find out through 85 South. Shout out to them. I did one of their interviews, and one of the producers, now Evans, from the show that I've been auditioning for on Wildin' Out, he was there. And I was like, I was like, bro, it's like, I know I ain't make it or whatever, but man, I know y'all need help with writing the games or helping people out, you know, and I feel like I'm a writer. I'm good with that. And he was like, you know what, I've been wanting to work with you for a minute, you know, come on. So that's basically how I got on Wildin' Out. First day of the boot camp. Now I'm one of the quote unquote instructors for all the new people that are coming in the opposite position that I was in. Then Nick walks in first day, walks up to me and Clayton English. That's, you know, part of 85, and a hilarious comedian as well. And he's like, man, I'm gonna put y'all on some episodes off top. So I was like, oh man, here it go. This is the dream. This is what all the dejection and rejection, this is what it was for. And that first season, man, I did 18 episodes on Wildin' Out. And, you know, I would be the one that, shout out to Dolly. I got to make sure I shout out everybody that had something to do with it. She was like Nick's right-hand woman. And she was like, yeah, Nick likes your style and whatever, you know, helping with some jokes throughout the show. You know what I mean? Because he busy and shit. He didn't really have time to think about something to say during the show. So whatever it was, like Let Me Holler or Goddamn with Roast, and I would just give him some stuff. Then the other people, the celebrities that came in on the show, I'm writing their jokes. And then the people that are coming, especially the new social media comedians, I would kind of help them, not so much with their jokes, but just stage presence. Because this is different than this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just kind of how it went. And that was season 12. And we just finished, you know, 21 last year.
Yo, before we even get back into the, my bad, I got so many questions. Before we even get back into like, because I want to talk to you about business. Before we get into that though, I want you to talk about the stage presence and delivery of the joke, because everybody was talking like ghost writing and like we talk about hear people talk about Drake a lot, right? Man, he don't write his own raps, but it's still a talent in it being able to deliver something that you don't write, that you don't come up with. Like how is that working with the talent on Wildin' Out?
Especially with the celebrities that come on. So say you got people coming from reality TV and rap, and you know they're not used to telling jokes. They may be used to being on stage and talking to people, or maybe funny, but they're not used to the timing of the joke. And Wildin' Out timing is different than timing of doing stand-up. So it's a lot quicker. You got to do your premise, your setup, and your punchline all probably with less than 30 seconds. So you can't just go up and get into a joke because then you look nervous. It's just like certain ways on certain games that you just got to play it. and like just you fall into the format of it and play to the crowd in certain times and not turn your back and just little shit that people wouldn't know.
Did anybody stand out in particular that was good at delivering a joke, even though they might not have been a comedian?
Well, he does comedy now off and on, but Emmanuel Hudson is like the best at all the games.
He's a goat.
He's a dog.
Like, what?
He's the best at all the games.
I don't know if we put this in the history books now, but he got a legendary moment with the dude that's actually locked up now.
Spoken Reasons?
Yeah. You don't remember that?
Maybe he's home. I don't know.
I don't know if he's
I know I did see his picture.
But whatever. Remember the time with I don't
asking
know
all them questions or
yeah,
was it?
no, so he did the episode of Wild and Out.
Yep.
And it was like a freestyle to Spoken Reasons.
That day was crazy.
You were there?
Yeah. I was there. I wasn't on that episode, but I was there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they got they ain't scrapping the parking lot, but like they had some aggressive words with some spit flying.
Before or after?
This was after because I think his show was earlier in the day, and then it was that like Spoken. He's mentally going through a lot. Like even before that, so even part of that, like working with Nick, he had me work on some other things. So I was out in Burbank in his office at the Incredible Office working, and I don't even know if y'all remember this. Like Spoken Reasons just started going at Nick because Nick was doing like his poetry Sundays or something like online, and Spoken Reasons was like, nah, you got that from me, you stole that from me, and then started doing a bunch of shit about Nick and all that. So it's kind of started then. So having Spoken Reasons on the show just kind of felt like a
My biggest one information deaf woman tipping her hands with me.
Like, they didn't even send us over there to help him before the show and all that shit. So, and he was arrogant enough to like not even want to help, and shit just wasn't going well for him the whole show. Then Emmanuel did that at the end. And they was outside barking at each other and all that shit. I was like, man, this is just sad.
Do y'all get that a lot though? Because it's like a lot of the games are competitive. So like, do people?
But they just they had a personal beef.
Yeah. But I'm saying in general, like when you clown, a lot of people can't take that, bro.
Man, listen.
My biggest one information deaf woman tipping her hands with medium skin tone.
Again, I wasn't on the episode, but I was
you
there.
You might be the Jeff Teague of comedy. You know?
Hey, what niggas? That's hilarious. Shout out to 520. I watched that joke. Hey, man, bro, DC on Fly is such a real nigga / classy nigga / dope dude, bro. She didn't spit on him, but she spit at him. And no, not too many people know that. Now, she had I don't know if it was a boyfriend or significant other there. When that happened, DC didn't say shit to her.
Yeah.
He went straight to that nigga.
That's some real
nigga shit, though. That's some real nigga shit, though.
Right to him, like, because the way this shit was set up, like, she, the stage or the pit is right there, but like, I think he was sitting kind of on the side. He was like, hey, bro, what's happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? Get your girl, people got in the mix of it, broke it up, threw it in the show, and he's called her ugly ass little girl. Now, if you know DC, he says that to everyone. Mm-hmm. He says that to the producer. He'll say that to the president of MTV. Mm-hmm. He don't give a fuck. So he says that to her, and she takes it as racist and saying he called her a ugly ass black little girl and makes her whole little thing about it. But she was already 2 hours late, and somebody that was like, I don't know if it was makeup hair, somebody was like, she was saying like this is gonna be memorable, almost like she wanted to do something like that. So yeah, so I just wanted to let people know what happened and how dope of a nigga DC is.
Nah, DC, I ain't gonna lie to you, I interviewed him like twice.
He's dope.
Nah, man.
Yeah, it's again, another refreshing moment, because again, we see these people on social media, on TV and shit like that, and like how authentic the conversations was. I'm like,
and listen, bro, and speaking of like social media comedians, I remember he popped on Vine. Mm-hmm. Shit was going crazy. I had a spot called Cloud 9 on Peter Street in Atlanta, and I was hosting it, and it was a open mic joint, and he would come there. It was Monday, damn near every Monday for like a year straight. Had his notepad, writing his jokes, going on stage, working his shit out, and you see where he's at now.
That's how Jess Hilarious was, bro. So when Jess Hilarious would come around with us, they had the Tilt the Pig, but even before Tilt the Pig in Baltimore, like it was G songs. We got like you gotta understand, like songs, in Baltimore, like the niggas you probably don't know was the big comedians. You know what I'm trying to say? Like G Songs was a dog. Who Is You was doing crazy. Rest in peace. Damn, he passed away too. My nigga Cleon, of course. Like Cleon, man. Yeah. Cool Ant. Like they were like running this shit. Jess came along after. But I remember her in her notepad, she would like write down the jokes on stage, And if nobody laughs, like, I'm gonna scratch that, I'm throwing that away. And they could be like, niggas laugh like, y'all think I'm dead ass. Like,
yeah, nah, I had putting that work in, dog.
that work.
That's what I'm saying. Like the money, like Jess was another one. She was like, yeah, that money started coming at me, and I was like, all right, let me try to do this comedy shit. And people was telling me I need to do comedy anyway. I was kind of there for when she first started doing shows and shit. We did a couple of shows in Florida and did some other joint, man. Shout out to Jess, man. That's the
So let's talk about the business, bro.
Let's go.
I feel like most people don't understand the business of what you got going on. Like you said, I just had to turn in this
Writing sample.
this writing
Yeah.
sample.
Yeah.
That's work. Like people think like you just sitting around being funny all day, and it's like, bro, like it's a business and a structure to this.
It's 90% business, 10% talent. Probably with anything in this entertainment industry right now, especially. So I even brought up the writing thing because you said you was up all night, you know what I'm saying, doing this thing, and I was like, yeah, I had to do a writing sample for what you was talking about earlier. For people at home, it's when someone wants to hire you for a writing job and they need to see your work, as opposed to sending in a resume saying I wrote for this, this, and this. You turn in a sample of an episode of a show that they already know. So if it's like Power or Abbott Elementary or whatever it is, turn in your version of that so they know the characters and they don't have to think about who it is. They can see the show and see how your writing style is and see if they want to hire you from there. So it's a lot of different things like that. You know, I've written from everything from, like I said, from award shows to I've done something for Michelle Obama for voting for Vote or Die, and it was during kind of the COVID era. And it was online, and they were trying to get people to vote in 2020. And it was Charlamagne, 2 Chainz, and Lil Baby, you know, just writing little blurbs and stuff for them. So, you know, it's a lot of business involved with that. But then also getting your own business and getting the LLC or S corp, depending on how you feel about how you want to do your taxes. That's the most important part. But you know, having that, so like obviously you're not liable for anything when you go into these places, but just having a business name. Mostly for tax purposes, that's what we don't talk about in our community at all, is like there's different ways to gain wealth, but the biggest way to lose it is not knowing about taxes. Like that is probably the number one thing people don't talk about. That's what hits, I feel like, the athletes back in the day. Like now they get paid too much to really fail, but back in the days, the ones that failed, I think they didn't have enough knowledge about taxes, and the people that was working with them didn't, and that shit, it hit you quick.
Did it ever like hit you? At any point, or
it hit me to the point to where like the first year I had to pay, so it wasn't like
how much you had to pay?
16 grand
all at once.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do so. You can put it on payment, and my tax pro suggests that you do. You put it on payment.
How long were you going? Because it's something I'm dealing with too. Like,
okay,
how long were you hustling before you turned into a businessman? Like, how long were you just grinding? And you know, because you get paid, I gotta pay bills. I ain't thinking about putting 30% up or 33% up, right? How long were you in that phase until you started paying taxes? How you supposed to do it?
So I fortunately, before I started doing comedy or getting in this industry at all, I got my master's, I got my MBA. I got to Atlanta working with the Hawks, kind of like in their front office, doing some business coordinator shit. And so I was, you know, getting my taxes done and kind of learning about business, being around older men, especially that had families and was, you know, that would actually talk about shit like that. So I just kind of took that into when I went full time into doing comedy.
Yo, so how does it look? I guess, how does the business look for you? Like when you getting these writing opportunities, are you pitching yourself to them? Like, are they finding you? Are you marketing yourself? Like, how are you getting these opportunities?
Man, it's connections, dog. It's like when you do get your opportunity to go hard. Like, so if I'm asked to write, like I wrote for this game show, and DC was hosting, and it's called Celebrity Squares.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I was writing for that, and you know when I was auditioning or whatever, trying to get writers, they asked for 25. You know, sample questions, I send in 50. You know what I mean? Like I'm going above and beyond. You're going to have to remember me for something that I'm doing with this writing situation. So it's just like going hard and getting those connections and somebody knowing like, okay, I can count on this person. Because that's all it is in damn near any field is those connections. And then once you work, a lot of people work for the same people a long time up until I want to get to the point where I'm hiring the people that are like me. and doing kind of the same shit.
And that's what I was going to ask you, because I'm getting into that space where I do production, but like the meat and potatoes is the podcast, right? But shit, I gotta do other things to pay the bills, so I do production and things like that. But it's like sometimes that can take away from the meat and potatoes, right? What people know me as, so I gotta start hiring people. When do you know when is enough for you? And it's like, all right, I can't continue to spread myself.
I got a question for you. What's more important to you, what people know you as, or what you want people to know you as?
What I want people to know me as.
So boom. So I think you take that attitude into it in terms of people gonna take what you give them because they got to. It ain't like they can say, "Oh shit, man, I ain't fucking with Jay Hill because he ain't saying this or nothing no more." But I think just my advice to you is just use this as the branches, kind of like look at how 85 did. Even with my podcast, I got a podcast called More Than Culture. Our YouTube numbers are whatever it is. We just can't really figure it out. But we're really kind of using YouTube as ad space or promo for our Patreon, which you get subscribers and you get paid monthly. So it's just little shit like that. Obviously, the ad reads, and I was watching Wallow, $1 million worth of game. And he said when they first started how he literally was going to the barbershops and the car salesman places, just little shit like that. And that's not for you, but just game for everybody out there. It's just using this as the base and then branching off for what you want people to know you as.
And I want people to know me as this for sure.
Yeah.
I think the other things I do because I guess I'm good and I have the equity or the equipment to do so, and it helps pay the bills, to be honest. I guess sometimes for me it's just I don't want to spread myself too thin, even in this, right? Because I'm doing literally everything, booking the guests, editing, just everything, right? Doing the research, then doing the production. Then it's like every single thing, and it's like, man, at what point should I start hiring? But it's like, I cannot hire because I need the money to pay the bills, and then it's like you're not really supposed to be taking everything out the business to pay your bills. You should, and I'm like, yo, how do I have a business and not pay my bills? You got to pay yourself. Like, nigga, I can't afford to pay my
Bro, you know who had that same conversation with themselves?
Who?
Same nigga that made this phone. Steve Jobs. So everything you just said, I'm sure he had that conversation when he started Apple. Same shit. So it has to start somewhere. He had to start the business on his own and commandeer the people and use his equipment and pay the bills. Same exact thing. You ain't different than nobody else that's gonna be successful. And you already are successful because you're doing the shit. People are watching it, and you have a following, you have a crowd, you have a fan base, and you have a place where people like need to come. They're like, if you don't come out one week, niggas is like, yo, what up? Where you at? Yeah. So now you have people counting on you, which is
what would you think is the best part of the come up for you?
Because it's still happening.
Yeah.
It's just great question. I feel like the people, it's always cool to get, supporters, fans, followers, whatever, showing you love. But like with the people that you really know, like you grew up with, or you know what I'm saying, their family and shit, and they relate like, yo, I see what you're doing. That feels good.
Yeah.
Man. That feels good. Or like my mom bragging to me to a church group, or like some people and shit like that. That shit is always dope. So that's the best part of the come up. People, my episode come out on BMF, and I knew how big that series was, but I really didn't feel it until I was on it, and then people was like, my phone was going crazy. And this is like off of a couple 30-second scenes, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, this is dope. People get to see you living your dream, and a lot of people don't get to do that. So they like, that is dope. I love that. Keep doing it. I love that shit.
I think that's one of the best things is, like you said, people get to see you living your dream. But for me, again, because everything was documented, like from the beginning, it's like, y'all get this. This might sound arrogant, but it's almost like I can say I told you so, because you're seeing the grind.
You ain't even got to say it.
Yeah, exactly. and like I'm not gonna lie, I love the response I get from the people on social media that's been following me forever. Because it's like, remember when I was being annoying, sending y'all all of the DMs? Like they speak to that, and I love that, because it's like, yeah, see, you can see it. This ain't no overnight thing. Like I got people who comment like, y'all remember when you was, and I love it. I'm not embarrassed. Like I love it. It's like, I was.
Not even just that. Some people will be defending him. Like, this been Jay Hill.
Yeah,
like, y'all new here, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all new here, but he been doing this.
Yeah.
Like, so.
That feels so good,
It's
bro.
real support. It ain't so much a follower. It's just somebody that really supports you and like want to see you do well because they fuck with what you're doing. It's hard.
But to the note for both of y'all, from like a entrepreneurial business standpoint, because you're a writer, comedian, but then you also just said that podcasting, like you do all of that, and we know that you have a billion different jobs and things of that nature that you do, production related. Like, how do you manage time? I guess this is a selfish question right now from like a time management. How do you get to a place where you can do those things but not move away from the mission, essentially?
Bro, like if you can ever get yourself to focus, you'll see there's so much time in the day, you'll have extra time left over to do whatever the fuck you want to do. A lot of people don't use the 10 hours that you're awake a day. You know what I'm saying? Well, shit, this should be way more than that. Probably 12 to 14 hours and 10 hours doing some other shit, and then you're sleeping for 8. So, like 14 hours. Think about doing something for 14 hours. Like if you had to get on a 14-hour flight right now, that's a long ass time. It's a lot of stuff to do. So it's just time management is as simple as it sounds. It's like, especially when you're doing a business on your own. You know, I came from the corporate world, came from 9 to 5s, and I would look at it like, damn, I'm really coming here working for somebody else from 9 to 5. I like have my shit formatted. I have alarms. I have shit set on my calendar. I could do this for myself. So same thing. My calendar is set. Like I'm gonna get a notification here in a few minutes to do some shit. So it's like, you know, I think time management is more important than your actual hustle and your grind. Because a lot of motherfuckers just hustle themselves into the ground and ain't get anything accomplished. But like if you really take the time to learn about whatever it is you're doing, you know what I mean? If you're trying to start a podcast, you know, learn about the switchboard, learn about sound, learn about cameras, like how y'all was doing before the show even started. You know, you sound like a real cam op over there. Yeah, got him on a 42 lens, goddamn 63 tent. And all that, but like learning what you're actually going to do, because if you want to be a boss, you're going to have to teach that one day. So like you were just saying, like I'm doing this and doing that, I'm editing it. At some point when you hire people, you're going to have to teach them how to do that. So that's important, time management and using it to learn, getting a little rest, having some fun, and, you know, using that time management to network and connect, which is probably the most important thing. If you can take anything away from that, networking and connecting. Every time.
I think that's why I suck at, honestly. Like, just going out, because I make my money in my business in the house. Like, not even in the house, at my laptop, right? Because I could be somewhere else, but I need my laptop. That's where I edit. You know what I'm saying? And if I get the right clips, then they go viral or whatever, then I can get somebody that see that, then get them on my podcast, right? Whereas, though, when I go out, I feel like the energy don't be real, and I hate it. It's like almost, it's almost, I'm giving the world what they're giving me almost, right? It's like, because when I'm out, you might not recognize my face from the podcast until you see something. And I hate that. It's like, bro, if I'm trying to connect with you, like, I got to remind you that, like, I don't like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas, though, if I'm behind my screen, you know the platform because you see it. Right? So it's like being out, it's like, man, it's fake energy. I'm out here. I'm not really enjoying myself. I'm trying to connect with a nigga. He playing me to the left because he don't know who I am. He don't know how beneficial I am. Then I go home, I DM him. It's like, oh, shit. It's like,
that's part of business, man. If you was working a 9 to 5, you have to go to meetings and fake smile and shake hands, but it's all for the bottom line. So
that was crazy. That was a good.
Yeah, if you just look at it like that, bro, like you going to work with the fake smile, the fake handshake, you got something. You got something to get accomplished. I need a guest. I need a connection. I need a producer. Whatever the fuck it is, you got something to get accomplished. So, what's going on, man? Oh yeah. I fuck with you. Yeah, I got a podcast. Yeah. Oh, you don't know? Like, let me show you. It don't take much.
Let me ask you this then.
And then you just go home and throw up.
I ain't mad at it. You, in your own right, rightfully so, like, you're super successful. You've done a lot, right? But like you said, it's the journey is still prevalent. Like, you're still going through it right now. But it's like everybody else see you for this Tyler Chronicles. Like, you've done so much. But in your mind, it's like you're still here. Like, What do you think about that when you home by yourself, I guess?
Man, you gotta make peace with the fact that you're always gonna want more. And if you just look around, you'll see that. Like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they ain't stop at whatever they could have stopped at. Even drug dealers, you look at movies and shit, like, damn, why he ain't stop? He didn't want to stop. It's just in you. So if you look at that as more of a journey than a finish line, not to be too corny, then I think you could settle in and be like, all right, it's cool that I want more, and it's gonna make me feel that way. Without that feeling, I may not go and get more. You know what I mean? Without that feeling of not doing enough or not being enough, it may not give me the same motivation to go get more.
Isn't that dangerous though? That's what I'm scared of, because it's like we were just
Isn't what dangerous?
Just always wanting more.
The ambition, like where the ambition becomes greed. Like how do you find that balance between?
I feel it's too natural to be dangerous. I don't think God does us like that. I don't think God will let you use your motivation and doing things for the right purposes against you. That's not how I think it would work. So I don't think wanting more would be dangerous. I think greed is danger.
Where's the thin line, right? It's like a thin line between greed and wanting more.
Well, not what I'm talking about. Like, I want to be in more movies, and I want to write more movies, and I want to, be on bigger stages. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, if you a drug dealer and shit, and you trying to like go, all right, now I need 59 keys, now I need 1,000 keys. Now that's obviously dangerous. But I think if you want to have, you want to be on the net, you want to get this and be on the network, or you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to do from the podcast world, the production world, wanting more of a good thing. I don't think that's bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Greed is usually negative.
I know. So I feel like you're right. I just think sometimes I was talking to somebody. Her name Levasi. She's a gospel singer, right? And she said one of the things that stood out the most to me. And she was like, sometimes we make idols of success.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. I was like, sheesh.
That's real.
That was real.
And I was like, and that comes with, even when I think about greed, right? Like, for example, we're about to upgrade our cameras, right? Mm-hmm. Like, my quality is really good. I really don't need to upgrade. But it's like, I want this different quality.
Yeah.
Even though I don't need it. And it's like, I'm going to get the cameras, right? And then I go to the store to get a piece, and they got
the newer
ones. And I'm like, yo, I just got this one. But I'm going to be okay, because I'm not going to, because I feel like that could be greed, but that's me wanting more. That's me wanting to level up my product. Like,
yeah, that's where it is. It's not so much you want more, you want to do greater. Wanting more may be greed, but wanting to be greater, I don't think that's greed. Mm-hmm. And I think what you said her name was Levi?
Levasi, yeah.
Yeah, I think she is 100% right, and that is dope. But I think what you have to put in there is you have to have your own definition of what success is first, because it can take you out. Because a lot of people, especially with this again, you look at other people's success and then you put that as your definition.
But do we? My bad. I'm so sorry.
No, I was about to ask him that question. Go ahead now. I remember my question. Go ahead.
But could that ever be true? Because I feel like it always changes. Like, I'm pretty sure your version of success was to be on a TV show.
That's literally my question.
I'm pretty sure that was your version. You got there, you like, oh, I need another one.
It's the definitions can change. Like, the word nigga used to mean something else a long time ago. Mm-hmm. It has different meanings. Shit. I don't know what other words, but like, yeah.
No, I'm just talking. That's like, when is it ever like? Because you say you gotta have your own standard of success.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I got my standard of success, but now I get there. Are you ever going to be happy? Can we?
But a lot of times, you don't even know that you don't even have this on your mind. It's not even in your universe, so you can't even see it as a level of success till you get to one plateau and you look up and like, oh shit, I didn't even know that was over there. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, well, let me go get that. Mm-hmm. Might as well. Why should I just stay right here? Like, I did a lot of work to get right here. Why I can't go like that?
So what does success look like to you now versus when you first started stand-up?
That was it. Me getting on TV. I used to be, like I said, selling weed, sitting on the couch and be looking at TV like, bro, I don't know how I'm going to get on there, but I'm going to get on there. You know what I'm saying? So then the route that it took me to get on there, I realized, I could write too. Now I got new goals. Now I could write. I could write for award shows. Damn, that's really cool. Boom. And then I could also write for game shows. Damn, okay, now next. Oh, shit. Somebody write an episode? Let me try that. Oh, y'all like that? Okay, boom. Now I could write for episodes. Oh, somebody need help writing a movie. Let me punch this movie up. Damn, y'all like the 3 sheets that I put in for this movie? Write a whole movie. It just keeps going, bro. Now I can write a whole movie and put my people on. Let me produce a movie. Damn, I be writing and I can see this shit while I'm writing this movie. I bet I could direct this motherfucker. And now you directing. Damn, I done did a bunch of movies and got some money. Shit. Let me executive produce a movie. Man, shit, I done executive produce 1,000 movies. Let me open my own studio. This is the Tyler Perry story. That's basically what he did. Every time he went from the plays, people like the plays, let me write some shows, people write the shows, let me do TV, let me do movie, let me do my own studio. So it's just like every time you get up on a step, you see some shit you didn't even know could be a part of your success.
That's real. Yo, I think it's fine. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, I was about to pivot. Like, really
No, go ahead. It's fine,
so
go
if you
ahead.
had a question, because like a lot of times people say that comedy is like a form of therapy. And like I asked you the question earlier, was like, did you know you were always funny? And you said yes, but you said it's people that determines it. Like, was you went a corporate route? You know what I'm saying? Like you were going down a route. You got the MBA. You did all of that. Was comedy like a form of therapy for you for most of your life, or was it just something that you just were naturally funny?
It's coping, for the whole family. Like if you can, whatever it is, we're gonna make a funny situation out of it, so we don't have to face it head on. So me going corporate though was due to the fact of me looking at someone else's success and not thinking I could do something. Kind of going back to the same thing. So I would look at my favorite comedians, Eddie Murphy and Tommy Davidson, and be like, "Damn, I can't do that. Like I'm funny to my friends, but I can't do that." Not knowing they had to go and work 5 minutes at a time to get this out before I got to see this on TV. Just not thinking about that. So I didn't. So played basketball in college. Went and got my MBA. Was coaching basketball. Came to work with the Hawks, and then just kind of stumbled upon doing comedy, getting on stage with this improv group and called Snack Pack, and that kind of just formed me into that. So I kind of fell into comedy. So I never really looked at it and be like, oh, my level of success is going to be this in comedy, because I never thought I'd be doing this shit. You know what I mean? So, but people have always told me I'm funny. So when I was doing it, people would hit me up, like I say from back in the day, like, man, yeah, I knew you when I was doing comedy. I just felt like this was you. You know what I mean?
But go ahead.
My bad. Go ahead. You want to follow up?
I was gonna say, but for you, was it therapy though? It was like,
oh
that
shit,
for
that was
you?
the other part. I knew that was a two-parter.
No, that's good.
So again, it was more coping at that point to just tell jokes through whatever situation it was before I started doing comedy. And then when I started doing the actual comedy, it's like, okay, I can talk about my father not being there. I could talk about him dying and how I only cared about if it was hereditary or not. You know what I mean? Like little shit like that. Or talk about my mom, or talk about, whatever.
Being an adult, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing that I not say I hate, that's a strong word, but I acknowledge and I can see and I don't like when people do, right? And when some people have this tendency like to tell a joke or to make a joke when they're either wrong or something is bothering them. And it's like, you ain't got to do that. Like, we can face this. We can have this real conversation, and it can be okay. I understand the awkwardness of being wrong or feeling like embarrassed or something like that. But, like, you don't have to, like, I feel like some people have the tendency to, like, try to joke their way out of a serious conversation. It's like, nah, we don't got to do that.
Probably how they grew up. It's probably how their family dealt with stuff. You know what I mean? They joked their way through it, so they just bring it into their adult life. And I think if you can call them out on it and let them know, how it make you feel and shit, like, it could be helpful, because a lot of people just don't even know that they're doing it. It's just a natural reaction.
I wanted to go back to you had mentioned something about T.I. And you was like just him you been in the room while he was like editing and writing and being a part of the whole process of making his movie Departments. And like, you could see why he was so successful as an artist. And you're a really good writer. What are some of the things that you think that somebody else will be in the room with you and say, I can see why he's such a successful writer?
Cause man, people have seen me black out for 24 hours and write something before. Like, it's just, I think they would see the actual amount of focus that it takes to take something from your mind and put it to a piece of paper. And if you haven't seen that before, if you think you're a writer and you sit around and you watch that for a while, that'll probably sway you one way or the other. Like, oh, not doing that shit. Or, you know what, I could lock in like that. Because you literally become 10 to 12 different people every time you write something.
How hard is that? Because we talk about this focus. It's like, it takes a certain level of mentality to really focus on something and really lock in a lot. We hear it, right? I'm focused, man. I ain't dating. I'm just locked in right now. We hear it, right? But I don't think people understand how of a mental mind fuck it is to actually like, cause we human, like we men, we got needs, but it be times where a nigga is really just locked in. It's like, yeah, I want to go out, I want to get some ass, I want to do all of that, like I do. But sometimes your mind can be in a space for days, weeks, and you not even know that. You ain't even notice that.
Yeah.
I ain't get some interaction with the outside world. How strenuous is that on you? Sometimes?
Well, I think you have to go. It goes to what you like. Like I played basketball my whole life, and no matter what was going on in my life, if I had a game for them 2 hours, I thought about nothing but basketball because I loved it so much. So, if you have a thing that you're focused on that you really love, you be locked in the same way without even realizing. Before you know it, you're like, damn, I've been editing this joint for a whole day. Shit, let me go to bed. But you really know that, the finished product is what you love to get, and it gives you that feeling of completion and success. So it's like, oh, let me finish this shit. Let me lock in. So you don't really care. I get some pussy at some other time. And you finish and you fall asleep. You know what I'm saying?
But it's still like, even with that, okay, maybe getting pussy ain't the right thing to do, right? Let's say, like in a relationship though. Right, because a lot of times we have big dreams, big desires to be great.
Yeah.
But when you with somebody else, they might have big dreams, but they don't understand what it takes to be who the world might see us to be. Have you witnessed that at all yet?
Yeah, it ain't your job to make anyone understand yourself. Like if they see what you got, they see what you have going on. What depending on when you met them as well, especially if they met you from the beginning, they should see the grind. But if they met you in the middle, they should see your level of success and hopefully take that and apply it to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, damn, okay, that was hard. I see the finished product and I watch the clips and I think it's funny and I think it's cool, but I didn't know he's up all night editing. I didn't know they're running the 63 tint on the Canon or whatever the fuck going on. Yeah, I didn't know you had to, whatever. So I think that part right there would teach people how to treat you. It's like, oh, nah, this motherfucker right here is a focused person, and I need to treat them as such. So let me be a help to this situation and not be a hindrance. And if they can't see it, that ain't who God put here for you. God put you here to do what you're doing, because you ain't gonna put that much into it if it ain't your purpose. And if they can't be ride along with that purpose while, using that to motivate themselves and chase their own dream and shit, that ain't who was here for you, bro.
That's powerful.
So, personal question.
Go.
Very personal. Give me a moment. Do you feel like weed is a distraction though at times when you're writing?
Weed is an addiction?
As far as writing, like a distraction when you need to write and lock in, because we were just having that conversation locking in. I feel like personally, recently I've been feeling like brain fog as far as getting work done and things of that nature. Again, personal. But like,
because you are smoking?
Do you feel like it slows you down at all?
Man.
From a writing standpoint specifically.
Yeah, nah, weed like water to me, bro. I've been smoking so long.
It's crazy. That's not the answer.
Oh, my fault.
Niggas say, yeah, nah, keep smoking. You all right?
Yeah, bro. Nah, bro. I've been smoking since motherfucking 1998 or some shit.
Okay.
Like a long time. So like it don't, like when I'm writing, I'm rolling. I'm smoking. Like,
really?
Yeah, the whole time.
That shit would slow me down. I commend you for it, because I found that recently, and I was denying it for a long time. Like before the podcast and things of that nature. Now I made the decision. I was like, I ain't gonna smoke no more. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I could be locked in. More clear. Okay. More clear. But what I decided to do was make it like a reward. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm done with all the work.
There you go.
On the weekends, sure, I'll blow down. But like at the end of the day, when I'm done with everything, then it's like, okay, this is something that I could do.
But what do you say to people? You see how that works for you? But if somebody somewhere is like, nah, man, imagine what it would do if you didn't smoke, right? People that try to sway you from what works for you.
Yeah, shit. I mean, they're not waking up with you. They're not looking you in the mirror. I mean, looking you in the face in the morning every day. So, hopefully they got the best intentions for you, and you just got to look at it like thank them for trying to do what they think is best for you. But at the end of the day, you got to live with yourself. And, you know what I mean? That's how I calm myself. My brain works in like two modes all the time. Like a lot of comedians would know this. So when you're on stage and you're saying a joke, you're probably not really paying attention to what you're saying. Your mind is on something else at the same time that you're talking. So you're thinking about your next joke. You're looking at why somebody picked up a drink over there or somebody fell or whatever the fuck. Your mind is thinking something and your mouth is saying something different. And my mind works like that all the time. But for me, the weed helps kind of like calm it down and put it all in one place.
Not to be everywhere. I feel like that happens when you're good.
What's that?
When you say your mind is everywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
I say it to say, because it reminds me of football. And when I was in college, my coach used to always say, it's like you got to slow the game down. Like you're doing too much, you got to slow the game down. And I never understood that until I was a junior. Mm-hmm. But now I'm older. So like I understand that I don't have to go try to make plays. If I do my job, it will come to me. If I apply what I studied in film, it literally comes to me easily.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that as a freshman because my job, like I'm starting as a freshman, I'm like trying to
make a play.
I know I'm good, and it's like, you feel me? Like I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm hot shit.
Yeah.
But when you said like when you telling jokes, your mind might be going there, and I'm like, I think that's when you're good. Mm-hmm. As crazy as it sounds, because when you're just starting, I don't want to say not good, but when you're just starting or you're nervous or something like that, you're focused on the jokes, and that's the one you mess up a lot, right? You paranoid, you shaking. But like now, it's repetition. It's muscle memory. I go out there, I might be looking at a nigga putting up a drink, worrying about my next joke. Whole time I'm telling the joke, you don't even because I'm at ease.
It's that experience. You right. You right.
Damn, man. Sheesh.
Nah, this conversation has been very enlightening.
Good, man. I'm glad.
I appreciate you pulling up. I know we kept missing each other, man, but this is.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. I've been trying to get out, get on more and more platforms, so I appreciate y'all sharing it with me, man.
Of course, bro.
Yes,
I guess. Go ahead.
I was gonna say before we head out, like what can the people expect from Tyler Chronicles?
Man, we talked about Tip a lot, but has produced along with Burke production company another movie. Now this is a feature film. It's about City of Situationships. It's about different people in Atlanta and different situations you go through. Dating specifically in Atlanta. It's a comedy. Starring myself, Tip, Terrence J, my girl Chameleon from Rap Shit, Dominic P from Insecure. We got a lot of people in there. My man Chris Mayer, he's from a show on HBO right now called Sex Lives with College Girls. It's like the #1 show on HBO. So we got some heavy hitters in the joint, man. And I'm just proud to be a part of it, and I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be a life changer, gang. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We'll see, on the press junket. I know we're gonna be on it, and we'll be talking about it. But yeah, that's the biggest thing that's gonna be coming out this year, along with the specials that we mentioned earlier. That should all be coming out. And obviously, I don't know what's going on Wild 'N Out. It ain't on air now, but whatever. It is what it is. I don't know what's going on BMF. It is what it is. And just if you follow Tyler Chronicles, you'll see all the stuff that I got coming out. Oh, yes. Also signed with 85 Management, so I'll be.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. And also on Broken Place. So a lot of stuff going on that I can finally talk about, and it's dope.
Oh, that's hard, man. Shit.
That's fine.
Appreciate you pulling up, brother.
Nah, man. Appreciate you, man. Once again. Yes,
man. This is good, man. Mr. J Hill.
Alexander DeBlanc.
Yes, sir. We won't have a name for this podcast just yet, but we might.
Name this podcast. Are we officially calling it that yet?
I don't know, bro.
What you think about it?
Name this podcast?
Nah, so
it's called.
We got a name for the podcast. So just explain it to you. We don't have a name for the podcast, so until we find a name, we've been calling it. We'll name this podcast later. Mm-hmm. So the name that we've been thinking about is 1% Better, because a lot of conversations that we have is really about how we can be better tomorrow than today or today.
I say that every morning as part of one of my mantras. You get 1% better. Yeah, imperfect progress is still progress. Even if you only get 1% better, you're still getting better. And also, shout out to Chad, the owner creator of 85 South, along with Carlos. He said, "Don't name your show podcast because it kind of pigeonholes you. It's a show, so that's a good idea. So the 1% Better show.
1% better. All right, man. Fire. Well, you heard from Tyler
Chronicles, you just gave it the stamp of approval.
That's fine.
From a writer, you know what I'm saying?
From a writer, man.
Yeah, but cut this part out and look it up. Make sure nobody else got it first.
I think I did search it.
Yeah,
I think I searched it. Yeah, 1% Better.
1% Better. The 1% Better show, man. Y'all tap in. Tyler Chronicles.
It's a wrap, man.
Peace.
We out.